had it gone the other way, would have altered history. For example, say John Terry had scored that penalty in Moscow in 2008. Chelsea would have been European champions and Avram Grant would have the biggest medal in continental club football to his name. It stands to reason then that he would have stayed at Stamford Bridge for a bit longer, meaning that Luis Felipe Scolari wouldn't have got a look in. Would he have done better than the World Cup winning Brazilian, who only lasted till February the following year? And could he have improved upon Chelsea's third place finish? And as for United, who won the title that season, would defeats in that Moscow final have led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club for Real Madrid a year earlier? And would that have meant that Rafa Benitez's Liverpool won the Premier League instead of them? That's a pretty big butterfly effect, all from one missed penalty kick going the other way. And if you want to dig a bit deeper, there's plenty more that could have been affected. What if Anthony Knockaert had scored his penalty against Watford? We'd have been denied the Troy Deeney moment, sure, but might Leicester have gone on to win promotion to the Premier League earlier than scheduled? And would that have meant that Claudio Ranieri would never make it to the King Power? Would Arsenal or Tottenham, therefore, have been champions in 2016? The most significant sliding doors moment perhaps ever, though, was Paul Gascoigne, Wembley, June 1996. What if this had gone in? That golden goal would have sent England to the Euro 96 final against Czech Republic. 30 years of hurt could well have come to an end. There's so many of these moments that could have altered destiny forever. What if Shearer had signed for United? Would Lampard's ghost goal against Germany have kick-started England's World Cup back in 2010? What if Sam Allardyce didn't get bogged down in all that controversy and denied Gareth Southgate the England job? Does make you think.
Good morning, 4 minutes past 6 o'clock. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. The UK's biggest used car sale is ending soon. Alan Brazil and Dino, good morning. That's right, Dino, he's back alongside me for a special Valentine's show. The man who knows all about love. And there's plenty of stories to go with it is Dean Saunders. Dino, how are you?
Morning. It's tomorrow, Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah, Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, so we're a bit early for it, aren't we?
I know, so we're not talking about it.
No.
They think we are, but we're not.
Yeah.
Mind you, with some expert coming on, aren't we?
Have we?
Yeah. She's been married 3 times, but she's coming on to advise us.
She hasn't, has she?
Yeah.
What not to do? That's more important, isn't
She said she's happy now, though.
How are you? I've not been. I've been doing sports bar, and I've had a couple of breakfast shows. You know, the shift nobody wants, New Year's Day, things like that. But I've not seen you for ages.
I've had a few niggles, let's say niggles. So I'm all right, to be honest. I just had a bit of time out, and I'll probably have a little bit more time out. You know, just a few little things. What's wrong with me? Something's not quite right. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're all right. Anyway, I'll tell you why.
I'm here. I'm still above ground.
Imagine I'm your manager, right?
Yeah.
So I've called you in the office, Alan. Right, look me in the eye. Are you going to be fit for Cheltenham?
Well,
I need you 100% fit for Cheltenham.
Yeah.
Are you going to be?
At this moment, yes.
Okay, I've wrote your name down. You're captain.
Things can change.
Player manager, chairman of the Cheltenham talkSPORT team.
Yeah, well, that's normal.
Because if you don't make it, we're going to lose some listeners.
Oh, no, Dino, listen, I love that. It's my favourite every year, so unless something goes wrong, I'll be there, don't worry.
I've been watching all their, all the trials leading up to it, the horses.
Yeah.
Like, they have a run, don't they?
Very open, Dino.
Yeah. Oh,
very open this year.
Jukebox Man.
Oh, I'd love Harry to do it.
I would. Looking forward to that.
I really would.
New Lion.
And by the way, it's open, the Gold Cup's open. But that people underestimate that hill, how steep it is. You need someone who gets up that hill at pace.
Yeah.
So people keep saying, "Have you got one? Have you got one for Cheltenham?" No, I haven't. We'll have to wait nearer the time because a lot can go wrong with this weather.
Yeah, they're going, innit?
Yeah.
Some of them.
But it's brilliant, isn't it? You know, I've had the hotels on, and what time are you getting here, Mr. Brazil? And that's lovely, isn't it?
I have to say, Cheltenham's obviously everybody's favourite, but my favourite. But we do Ascot, don't we? We do Cheltenham. Goodwood is my favourite.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it's in the summer and the weather's good.
No. Glorious Goodwood is special. Yeah. Well, they're all different, aren't they? They're all different. Glorious Goodwood. Cheltenham for me is a punter's race festival.
Yeah.
Goodwood's a little bit more posher, more smarter.
Yeah.
And Ascot, you get a lot of people go there not just for the races, just to dress up.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference.
Yeah. Anyway, you're fit.
I'm fit at the moment.
So I'll build a team around you.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me now, so last night I have had loads of sleep, loads of rest, and I was lying in bed. I was going to watch the football, but I just thought I'll put it on my phone, and I dropped off. And then I woke up and it was 1-1. I thought, wow.
Yeah.
So no surprise because Brentford are half decent, aren't they? That was a blow, and City against Liverpool was sensational, wasn't it?
Great game, yeah. But last night's game, I think I've backed Arsenal to win the league. I've backed them to win the Champions League. In fact, I had £1 on at 100 to win, 100 to 1 for him to win all 4, which is going to be highly unlikely.
I jumped the shower today, and as I'm just getting ready, I'm thinking, I'm not anti-Arsenal, absolutely, because I think they're the best squad at the moment. I thought, I wonder what price they have to win nothing.
To win nothing? God.
Well, think about it.
Well, yeah, it's possible, yeah.
Champions League, might not happen.
Yeah,
City might beat them at Wembley.
Yeah.
City might beat them in the league. And you've got, the League Cup, and you've got the FA Cup.
I just think he spent 5 years getting this team right. The final piece in the jigsaw was Gyökeres. He hasn't. The jury's out still, for me, on Gyökeres.
He's beginning to get there, isn't he?
Yeah, and he can turn a clearance into a goal as well. He can turn a bad cross into a goal. He's got that in his locker. But looking at the subs he brought on last night, Saka, Odegaard, Havertz, like the players he's got on the bench coming on. But Brentford played really well, by the way, and had a chance to win it. And then Martinelli, in the last kick of the game, 1-on-1 with the keeper, good save, it his legs. Kelleher.
Well, he's
good goalkeeper.
Good buy, isn't he, from Liverpool?
Yeah. I mean, there's another player Liverpool have let go.
Yeah.
That's 9 they've let go since winning the league.
Liverpool are just coming back, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're still not. For me, I used to watch Liverpool and I used to think, I bet you don't try and play out from the back against Liverpool because you won't get past Mane, Salah, Firmino. You won't get past the front three. Yeah. And behind them is Milner, Fabinho and Henderson. in the starting blocks, waiting for you to roll a ball into midfield. And that press at the front, it's not quite right. Virch is coming good. Isaac's still injured, but...
Even the fullback, Kirky, who I'm not a great lover of, I see an improvement in him now. He's beginning to get a bit of confidence.
Right, we've played football all our lives, right, and we watch football. Would you play Kirkes before Andy Robertson?
No.
No, mate. I don't know anybody. I heard Ali talking about it. Ali wouldn't. I know he's Scottish. No. But I think Andy Robertson's one of the best left-backs in the world. He's only 30. Was he 32? 31?
All right, he's not as fast as he used to be, but it doesn't matter. His nous, his know-how, his understanding with Van Dijk, etc. You know,
football brain as well.
Talk about Ali. Ali will be on later on. Big game coming up, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Rangers Hearts, big game. Celtic will be watching that closely. Right, here we go. Despite the missed opportunity to go 6 points clear at the top, Mikel Arteta seems to be remaining calm about the title hopes.
The same that we've done for 7 months. We know still how much we have to play, how tough it is for every team to win and to win in places like this. So just carry on, left it, and now we have another competition at the weekend.
In places like this. There you go. As expected, the sports bar was busy last night, taking plenty of callers, namely one City fan who took his chance to mock the Arsenal.
It's coming on. The Premier League trophy's coming back to the Etihad. And listening to these Arsenal fans tonight, we are right in there, Ned. All the memories of all the years previous are all coming flooding back. And we're going to win the league. And I'll give you my song now.
Go on in. Is it clean?
Crumbling again, ole, ole. Crumbling again, ole, ole. Crumbling again. Crumbling again. Crumbling again, ole, ole. Can't wait to see that.
I remember Big Sam's coming on later, isn't it? I remember Sam saying he just feels Neil Warnock especially. In fact, did Sam say it? Neil definitely did. He said, "Nah, he's not got it in him. He won't win it." Arteta, he's not got that to get them over the line. Well, I thought maybe this year he looked more calm, collective to me, and the squad he has, I thought he must do it this year.
Yeah. 5 years it's took him, and he's took the club from similar situation that Man United found themselves in a year ago, where, you know, the attitude and the culture at the club's not right. He's got rid of a lot of players who weren't really proud to be an Arsenal player, who were just picking their wages up. And if you look at the squad, there's no kids. Skelly is the only one.
Yeah.
They're all ready-made players. The bench is stacked up.
Yeah.
So if they don't do it now, then he's going to be under pressure, isn't he? At the end of the season.
Well, I wouldn't say that if he doesn't win it, he's out. But once again, people will be digging away at him, you know.
Yeah.
And then next year he does have to win it.
I think if you look at the squad, Al, there's not. You go round, don't you? And you go like, Trossard's a good player. Havertz is a good player. Jesus is a good player. Saka's a good player.
Odegaard.
Rice Zubimendi, two centre-halves are good. Goalkeeper's good. There's no average players.
Yeah.
They're all good.
Yeah. Arsenal fans, well, what about it? We want to hear from you this morning. Were you there last night? Or just watching or listening? 03717 223344 is the number you need. How worried are you about City being on your tails? Think back to that City Liverpool game. Was that, at the end of the season, we're going to say, wow, that had so much importance in the whole season. City coming back 1-0 down to win 2-1. Incredible, especially after last night. 03717 223344. Come and get involved. Up next, we're going to turn our attention to the back pages and more on the news that Tuchel's England manager extension to 2028.
my view of punditry is when I listen to a pundit, whoever that pundit might be, whatever they may be, whether it's male, female, black, white, yellow, green, it's do I learn something from them? Do they engage me? Do I find them interesting and entertaining? And do they merit my attention? And that's my response to the reasons why I was saying the things I said.
He's sitting right beside you.
Yeah, you know, it's an opinion, isn't it? Which we're all entitled to. I put value on opinions, right? You have to, because there's, you know,
where they come from,
everybody has them, right? So I'm not going to listen to a mob on X who've never, ever put themselves in any situation to do anything close to what I've done in my career. I listen to the professionals, right? I listen to the people who've hired me for the last 11 years around the world, the biggest broadcasters in the world. By default, if I'm working with the people who are considered the brilliant broadcasters, then if I'm in the same team as them, next to them, then by default, I'm considered also a brilliant broadcaster. So I take everything you're saying, but the reality is I've been good enough for 11 years, right? And as I said, I'm the person that will go and seek out feedback for someone to go, I think you're struggling. It's never happened.
See, the language that you use, Annie, is, to me, it's steeped in a sense of entitlement. I mean, the sheer weight of the entitlement that you seem to believe that you have would resink the Titanic. I think you've been quite fortuitous. I think because of initiatives like DEI, they've allowed people to be put into positions in the men's game that I don't think they've merited. And now that sort of seeds an attitude that you become a stalwart in the women's game.
Drop into a quiet little place and have a drink or two. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Name the singer, Al.
Easy.
Go on.
Robbie. And Nicole.
Oh, well done.
Oh, no, that's easy. I remember this.
Yeah.
This is a Chunk's favourite, isn't it?
Oh,
it's out on
don't-
Netflix.
Jamie, Hollywood O'Hara. Don't mention that.
What'd you call him?
Hollywood O'Hara. It's midgetism, Al. You can't say it. Bridget. He's actually he's getting married soon, actually, Jamie.
I know he
You
is.
could have put 200 girls in there, and I'd still only want you.
Do that again, because that cut over. Play it again.
You could have put 200 girls in there, and I'd still only want you.
Liar! You liar, O'Hara!
Oh, he's got weighed in for doing that. He must have.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, but I met her over the road, didn't I? She come in and I thought, who's this? She sat down there and ordered a little cappuccino or something.
What, did she sit under the table?
Oh,
Or in the
I was
chair?
gonna say, excuse me, the cafe's next door. I've got to
No.
be careful what I say, but she didn't look that,
Yeah, but
she was, didn't look that old, let's just say that. Maybe that's a compliment.
yeah, and it was a long time ago, so Mate, let's get it clear. He's not. She might
done
be.
She might be 20 now.
So it's like, no.
Oh, not many laugh at that, by the way.
Katie.
I come and save you both. They were like, get in there, Katie.
Katie, have you seen this? Have you seen the programme?
Oh, say that again.
Have you seen
Have you
it?
seen the programme?
No.
It's horrendous.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, the chunk. It is horrendous.
Is it Undercover Love?
All his missus don't see it. Look at the wedding will be off.
Well, no, it was before he met his missus. It was before that, so he recorded it. So don't drop him in there.
Don't call off the wedding just yet. I think it's quite soon.
No, but it's hilarious, isn't it? I only got eyes for you. he's got a compilation.
What else did he say to her? He was a superstar in England or something.
He got his own radio show, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good lad though, Jamie. He's a good lad. He's got he's got a bit of character, isn't he? Bit of about him. He's not like you'd go on holidays with Jamie and you'd have a good laugh, wouldn't you?
Anyway, back to Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. Brilliant. Why are we playing it? Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. It's Robbie Williams. He's 52 now. Time now to look at this morning's back pages.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
Ain't easy being a wag.
Robbie and Katie. Has that got a ring to it? Robbie and Katie.
That would be great.
Katie Shannon.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you fancy a bit of Robbie, do you?
Yes, I do, yeah. Robbie Williams and Kate Shannon, that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Have you heard about the quiz I give Katie?
No.
So I said, right, you got 3 delivery vans turn up at your front door.
Yeah.
One's an Amazon box.
Yeah.
The next one is Interflora box.
Yeah.
And the next one is a box from Love Honey. Which box do you want?
Sorry, the first two I got. Love Honey. What is Love Honey?
You don't know what Love Honey is?
Is that beeswax or something? No.
You don't know what Love Honey is?
No.
You do. You're winding me up.
I don't.
Tell him, Katie.
It's how would you describe this carefully on the radio?
Well, put it this way: when Katie walked in, you could hear her vibrating. The table was vibrating.
The table was vibrating. Let's get into the back pages, shall we?
I'm joking.
And the fourth one came as
anyway. She said, "Love Honey."
Right.
Yes, I'm a platinum member, by the way.
Gino knows about that, doesn't he? Platinum lace.
Oh no. Don't involve me in that.
Right,
anyway.
Back pages. Squeaky gun time on the back page of the Daily Sun. I knew you'd say that. You need a plan B after they drew 1-1 with Brentford last night. That's on the back page of the Mirror.
Your boys as well, aren't they?
Yes, getting a little bit worried because we've seen them fall short for the last 3 seasons. Getting a little bit worried. But as Arsenal fans and supporters, this is actually where we need to get behind the team and, quieten down the noise, stop the narrative as Arsenal try and push for the title. So actually we need to come together instead of allowing the narrative to play in Man City's favour. So Arsenal draw gives City impetus. That's on the back page of the Times. Also on the back page of the Sun, mutiny as players fury at Sir Jim's colonised UK outburst, saying immigrants have colonised the UK. But we're going to start with Thomas Tuchel extending his contract until 2028. Dino, do you think giving Thomas Tuchel the contract extension now is the right decision before the World Cup rather than afterwards?
Well, the original idea was to get him through the World Cup, wasn't it? But obviously the vultures are circling. Man United, Spurs looking for a new manager. And he's top of the list for everyone. So they've given him a contract. That puts that to bed. And I think he's really good. I think he doesn't care about all the politics involved and the nonsense. He's just, I'm here. I'm going to try and get you to win the World Cup. And then I'm off. You won't see me again. So he's not bothered about all the nonsense. So good manager, yeah.
Yeah, he said on the back page of the Times, he says, there is a possibility that I will be tempted to go back to club football, but not in the next 2.5 years. So maybe he's thinking, right, World Cup, win them that, and then a home Euros, win them that as well.
Why has this got out then? Who's let this out? The FA? Or is it Tuchel's people have let this out?
What? Because he's signing a new contract?
Because international football at the moment, we're too busy with the Champions League, we're too busy with the Premier League at the moment. No one's really bothered until we start playing qualifiers again, building up to America.
But like Dino said, he may have had offers, so maybe it's the FA just kind of making sure he doesn't leave.
Yeah, I think that...
Yeah, but see, I'm old school. If I was the FA, I'd say, Thomas, we've had this offer. It's up to you. We'll give you an extension, or are you happy here? If you're not happy here,
Yeah, maybe.
go now.
But
It's the England job, for God's sake.
Do you think
9 games, 8 wins, 1 defeat against Senegal, so he's doing well.
Not exactly the hardest games, were they? With the great. I'm not having a go at him. I just don't. I think the timing's wrong, personally.
Do you think he's the best option for England?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's our job, isn't it? You can't win. Gareth Southgate done well to last as long as he did because, you look what happened to Steve McLaren and Graham Taylor. They got ridiculed in the end. So yeah, I think he's the best option. If you said to me now, who'd you pick the England manager? I'd say Tuchel.
Not Eddie Howe.
No, Tuchel.
Why not Eddie Howe?
Well, he's just worked at the highest level for so long. We're gonna. I'm sure we're gonna go on to Sean Dyche and Thomas Frank later. And I've been thinking about, I've managed 5-6 teams, I think, and really it's about experience in putting fires out and dealing with egos. That's what management is, really. It's not tactics. It's about putting fires out every day, getting players on side, getting them all in the boat, rowing in the right direction. And I think he's strong enough to do it with the stars that England have got. He will tell them straight. If you're trying to do your own thing, go on, don't play. Sit next to me.
So have the FA given Tuchel this extension or the option of the extension because the results have been so good, or are they worried he's going to be pinched?
Must be being pinched. Because Man United are looking for a manager, Spurs are, and the way football's going now, Sean Dyche, sacked 18 games. 18 games, he's had 6 wins, 4 draws, 8 defeats.
Sean would have known, though, when he went, excuse me, when he went to Forest, who the chairman was and what he's like.
Yeah, but I don't know. When you take over a football club, I don't know, I'm talking from my point of view, you put your heart and soul into it. And you go into the youth department and you put the effort in with the youth because they're going to be playing for you in a few years. What's the point now in putting your heart and soul into it? In fact, you used to buy a house in the area, then it was like a hotel in the area. Now as well, you might as well get a tent outside the ground. You're not going to be there long.
Do you not remember Kevin Keegan doing that?
What, a tent?
Was it not Newcastle where he just scrapped the youth team? He went somewhere and scrapped it. He says, there's no point.
Well, yeah, but you create a culture at the club and you get players coming through. Like Man United have had the likes of McTominay, Rashford, coming through the ranks. They taught at 18, 17, 16, number 1, work rate, attitude, don't be late. That's the first thing you got to have as a professional. Then the talent on top.
Yeah, I'm not sure that happens now, Dino.
But
not from the managers.
No, it don't happen now.
Coaches, yeah, but not the managers.
No, it's Sean Dyche must have just gone, right, we won't be here long, lads. How can you manage like that? We won't be here long. And as soon as you lose a few games, the players are thinking, he'll be gone soon.
Just to clear up this Thomas Tuchel situation regarding, whether he was approached by other clubs and stuff, he says the FA wanted it and I wanted it, so it was an easy decision. There was no reason to be worried. I was totally focused through the qualification period, and right after that, we started the talks. I was always committed to this idea of extending. The FA were always committed. There was no games, no second thoughts. The whole process was very straightforward, so maybe we're overthinking it.
Katie, we'll come back to that. Thank you, Katie Shanahan.
Thanks, Katie.
Hey?
Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Coming up, we turn our attention to the FA Cup. Getting underway tonight on talkSPORT. Hull against Chelsea in the Rossinier Derby. That's coming next. It's coming in that Thomas Tuchel is set to stay as England boss until 2028.
Oh, well
Hold
done.
on.
New deal.
Let me work this
Fantastic.
one. How does With the greatest respect, I'm not going to go at Thomas Tuchel, but the World Cup, the big test, is yet to come. How can you give him an extension?
Do you know why? Because there's so many clubs looking for a manager. Maybe they've got in touch and the FA have thought, let's extend his contract. But the problem is, Al, we lose in the last 16. What are you going to do then?
Gabby,
you've got to go.
England, the manager of England.
It's incredible, isn't it?
People would go on their knees to Wembley to get it.
Exactly.
So what the hell?
That sums the FA up.
Who's making these decisions?
That sums the FA up, Al. Because you beat countries that you should have been beating in the qualifiers. You've been given a new deal, maybe because Manchester United need a manager. Look at Spurs now. It's incredible, but are we surprised, Al?
Well, I'm annoyed, to be honest. It shouldn't bother me because I'm Scottish, but I'm like, who makes these things up?
Exactly.
Gabby, how far, in your opinion, your expectations in America? Yeah, we know it's going to be warm.
To heat, yeah.
England, have England got to get to a semi, or has it been a disappointment?
I'm sick of saying that, Al, to be honest. I'm sick of saying, we get to a semi, then you know what? Thomas Tuchel to lead us into the Euros. No, we have to win it. I'm not having the conditions. I'm not having it. Like Chelsea went and won the Club World Cup, didn't they? In the conditions. I know that wasn't the hardest of competitions to go and win, but we have to, Al.
Sport is often filled with people trying to make a quick buck, often at fans' expenses. But sometimes someone on the fringes comes up with an exhibition idea that goes down a storm. Let me tell you about a couple of them. Mallorca 2007. Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer compete in what was dubbed the Battle of the Surfaces, a unique idea that reportedly almost got cancelled at the last minute when worms got into the grass. An 11th hour turf delivery got the match on, and despite some dodgy bounces on the new green stuff, Rafa and Roger slugged out a 3-set epic. Tennis has a history of exhibitions too, with the Battle of the Sexes in 1973 captivating audiences worldwide as Billie Jean King took on the former world #1 men's player Bobby Riggs, who talked down the women's game. Billie Jean King won. In motorsport, there was Monzanapolis in the 50s when American Indy cars went up against European F1 cars. But perhaps the best exhibitions have been the charity ones. In 1998, legends like Mike Atherton, Sachin Tendulkar and Glenn McGrath turned out at Lord's for a one-dayer in memory of Princess Diana. And since 2006, we've had Soccer Aid, which has raised an incredible amount of money. And if you get to see the likes of Jose Mourinho taking out Ollie Mers, then what's not to like?
Come on, Gerwin Price. He's keeping us going. He's keeping us going. We're struggling now, but he's keeping us going. The Welsh.
Doing the luge or the bobsleigh or something.
We need something.
Or curling or something.
We've fallen off the cliff. Rugby. France on Saturday. Got battered by England last week.
Ooh.
I cannot believe it. If you'd have said to me 10 years ago, you know we're going to go 20 games without winning. Wales, rugby team. I go, not a chance. In Wales, the back page of the newspapers are rugby, not football. On the back page, it's rugby.
Even Cardiff, place like that.
Yeah, back page is rugby. We was brought up, all my teachers were rugby players. Everybody played rugby. I had to play rugby so I could play football for the school. And now, I don't know whether it's because kids are doing other things or Gareth Bale has come along and everyone's gone, right, let's play football instead.
Yeah. Well, I watched Italy-Scotland and I said, I forget our guess, I said, this is easy. He says, no, Scotland will beat them. Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge blow. Huge blow. I know the weather was bad, but we're used to that.
Yeah. I'm fingers crossed for France, but I can't see us.
No chance, Dino.
No.
No chance.
Keep the score down.
I nearly brought a wooden spoon in today, and I thought, I can't do that. You, Dino.
Well, we've got 2 games as well. Football, by the way, we're going under the radar. We got to beat Bosnia. If we beat Bosnia in Cardiff,
that's not easy.
We play the winners
at home. Yeah, easier.
To win that game, we play the winners of Northern Ireland and Italy in the final in Cardiff. So we got to win 2 games to get to the World Cup.
Yeah,
we can do it.
Yeah,
we can still do it. Well, would you back against us in Cardiff
against Italy?
Well, sure. Northern Ireland or Italy.
Well, I'd rather not Ireland got there, but I think Italy will get in the back door again.
Do you think we'll beat Bosnia?
Yeah, just.
And then, do you think we can beat Northern Ireland?
I think it'll be Italy.
Do you? Well, fingers crossed.
I think it'll be a humdinger. You'll have no nails left, Dino.
So
anyway, we played that because Dino's beloved Wales are hoping to get their Six Nations campaign off the ground after last week's hammering. 48-7 against England. Next up, holders France tomorrow in Cardiff. Dino, I don't get it. France looked brilliant again. Dupont's back. It's not just him. I thought England. I really fancied England before it, but a lot of the guys who've played, who've come in the studio, have said France is a bit strong, too strong. But I still think England will give them a good. They've got to go to Paris, England, haven't they? That's the key game.
Didn't France beat Ireland the other day?
Easily.
And Ireland are a really good team.
Getting older, but they're still very good.
I don't know how true this is. Last year at Cheltenham, Lawrence Delalio was there in the green room.
Yeah, he's there again this year.
And I said to him, what do you think's wrong with Welsh rugby then? Why have we... And, without him, I can't remember 100% what he said, but he did say, and also, you're not the biggest team. You're not the biggest. You used to have, like, brutes.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive, strong players. We're not as big as we used to be as a squad.
Did you see the Scotland game? The line-outs were a shambles. You think they just put that team together within an hour and said, you chuck it in, you catch. It was an absolute shambles, the line-outs.
Well, I can't say
you might as well put wee Stewie in there jumping. It was an absolute disgrace.
Bridget the Midget.
Oh. Now, Liam Rosenior takes Chelsea to his former side Hull tonight in the FA Cup 4th round. Live on talkSPORT, enjoyed a strong start in the Stamford Bridge dugout, and social media is certainly enjoying them.
I'm not arrogant. I'm good at what I do.
I got sent a really, really good article that I enjoyed.
Trust, encouragement, reward, loyalty, satisfaction. That's what I'm,
When we defend it, every on the pitch has to defend.
Feisty one you are.
My hero in life is Sir Alex Ferguson. And if you understand the history of what he achieved...
If we're facing in the right direction, all we have to do is keep on walking.
What? You age him in? Don't have a pop at me. Management. You meant to age men?
In English, manage, if you split the 2 words, it's man, age. You're aging men.
When they have finally stripped you off.
You can't argue with 7 wins for the first 9 games. They go up against Hull City tonight, live on talkSPORT in the FA Cup. So he can prove everyone wrong and go and win this trophy, can he? Join us now. A man who said he'd never get to support the fans, host of Chelsea TV, Alex Harris. Alex, morning.
Morning, Alex.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Good. Alex, how are you feeling now about the new manager?
If I'm honest with you, I've calmed down since Rosenior's been hired. I was absolutely fuming Rightly so, by the way. If anyone was sort of looking at this appointment and going, "Oh, that looks great," I mean, I'm not really sure how your mind works. I'm not really sure what you're looking for. If United did the same thing, if Liverpool did the same thing, it would be very strange. But I mean, fair play to Rafinha. And you know, before when I was coming on, I said, "What are we talking about today?" And they said, "We're going to speak about Rafinha and how he is in the press." And I thought, fair enough. I mean, that seems to be one of the few things that everyone from the get-go was actually quite happy with. I think he speaks quite well. The man and age thing was something he said at Strasbourg, but it is quite funny, isn't it? But I mean, he's quite charming in the press. I have to be honest, but we're not really too bothered about it as long as he gets results. That's the most important thing, and he's had a pretty good time so far.
What about that Leeds game? I don't want to undermine the FA Cup, but the Leeds game, Cole Palmer missed a sitter right at the end. But did score a first-half hat-trick last weekend. That is nice to see. It seemed a cracking game, this one.
I'll be honest with you. So I was behind the goal when Palmer missed it, and I was looking at Enzo Fernandez's face. He was smiling. People around us, obviously, were shocked. I said if the lad missed that chance, everyone would have been fuming. But because it was Palmer and he was so good that game, people could, you can't criticise the guy, really. You go, all right, fair enough. Like you're allowed to have a bad game because, my opinion, I think whatever Rafinha's doing at the moment seems to be working with Palmer. My thing has always been getting the best out of individuals at times, and I feel like Maresca sort of he didn't want individuals to thrive. It was all about the structure. It was almost like communistic football, right? No, you can't score 20 goals. You need to score 5 each, right? So you're spreading them all out, but nobody's really allowed to thrive. And what I'm seeing under Rafinha is very, very different. You've got players who are allowed to express themselves, who are allowed to have a little bit more freedom. And I think that that's going to work really well, especially in games like Hull, even the Leeds game, to be fair. I can't be too critical on the attacking front. But the problem that we have is we can't defend. We cannot defend to save our lives. I don't know if that's a structural issue. We seem to concede a lot of goals from set pieces as well. But I think ultimately we just lack quality, don't we? Because Fofana wasn't on the pitch, and you see the kind of goals that we conceded against Leeds. It was ridiculous, and I don't see that changing against Hull. To be honest with you, even against Charlton, we couldn't get a clean sheet. What we're going to be able to do, though, is outscore teams, though, right? Yeah. Because when you've got players like João Pedro doing what he's done since Rafinha's come in, I mean, like, his form has been a revelation. I compared him to Kai Havertz at one point, but then I saw what he did against Napoli. I said, well, Havertz could never do that. But I think ultimately the individuals at times will carry us through. And so when I look at Rafinha, I see sort of a middle ground between Pochettino and Maresca. I think he's got more structure than Poch. But I think he allows the players to just express themselves a little bit more. I think that will ultimately benefit us, especially against the sort of mid-table sides and the relegation sides. But where I am a little bit concerned, if I'm honest, is March, when we've got Villa, Arsenal, Newcastle, all of those games. And that's where I think that as a manager, we really need to judge you and how you set the team up.
Yeah,
and you can't just rely on individuals.
Games to look forward to.
I think, Alex, the test for Liam is when they lose a few games and, I've had it as a manager, all of a sudden the chairman comes in the dressing room. They start coming down, they think they know more about football than you and start telling you what team to pick. While you're winning, you don't see them. When you lose a couple of games, they come down, and then it's a test to see how he's going to react to that, because, believe me, when you see an owner coming in the dressing room, it undermines you as a manager.
Mm. To be fair, I mean, that kind of happens every week, no matter what, right? I mean, I remember, like, for example, the Dortmund game when Graham Potter was the manager. Like, you had Bowley and Egbali coming down. I think Bowley had a beer in his hand. They were all smiling. Doesn't really matter what happens. Egbali's always going in the dressing room. I'm quite lucky because where I interview fans outside the stadium after each game, you actually see the owners walking out behind us. So I've had the opportunity to, speak with Hansi Wiss, for example, last season after we beat Liverpool, and he was talking about going inside the dressing room. So I don't even think it's unusual.
It's what they say, Alex, when they come in. It's no problem coming in, but it's what they say. Like, I had an owner. I'll give you an example. I had a group of players there who lost their confidence, and I'm trying to gee them up, telling them how good they are. and the owner comes walking in and says, by the way, the fans are singing you're not fit to wear the shirt, and they're spot on. And I've just been trying to lift them up. And then the owner comes in, not heard a word I've said, and then says the complete opposite.
Shut the door, say, don't listen to
So what you do? Yeah, you can't. He's the owner. You can't say, don't listen to him, lads. You know, but it just puts you in a position as a manager where they're all looking at you as if to say, what are you going to say about that?
Yeah. Alex, listen, I've got to move on. Good luck up at Hull. Thank you. A reminder that Hull against Chelsea is live on talkSPORT tonight, getting the FA Cup fourth round weekend started. Here on the network, we have 10 commentaries altogether between tonight and Monday. Right, still to come.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
He's always on the scene, fireman Sam, and his engine's bright and clean. Fireman Sam, you cannot ignore. Sam is the hero next door. Driving down.
So I wonder where old Sam Allard had gone.
Sam Allard? What?
Putting fires out. Nobody does it better. Big Sam Allardyce has been tipped to return to the Premier League as Forest and Spurs search for a firefighter to keep him in the Premier League. Could it be Big Sam? The man himself joins us later this morning. We'll also get his take on Thomas Tuchel's new contract extension until 2028. That was our breakfast preview with our good friends at Travis Perkins.
Cool and calm and everyone admires.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
In the two high-profile times when I've accused anyone of racism or sexism, a High Court has agreed with me. A parliamentary committee has agreed with me. So, and I've got reams of evidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
You're
people
talking about Mark Sampson and Joey Barton.
Right, but the point is, I'm not
But
the
that's
person.
the extreme end of the equation, isn't it?
Right,
What is the point?
No, but
Go on,
my
Annie.
point is that's also replicated online. So there's reams and reams of evidence of people online.
But you did it to me. You
Well, I
told me.
apologise for
No,
that
I don't have a
because
problem with it
yeah.
because it's your opinion. You said to me about me that I'm a sexist.
No,
and I
didn't.
don't think
said-
I am. I think I have a strident
didn't say that.
opinion.
said
I have a
think you-
daughter.
I think you pander to an audience.
Yeah, and that in itself
I think you
could be considered to be something that people would
Yeah,
I could be robust in my rejection of it. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it,
Well, I think-
and I like you should do. I only take the value of a people's opinion from someone whose opinion I respect.
Yeah.
Your opinion isn't relevant to me, and my opinion to some extent shouldn't be relevant to you. And if you are strong in the views that you have, I admire you for having the strength of them. But everything that you seem to portray in life seems to be that every disadvantage that you have is because either you're a woman or because you're black, and it's got nothing to do with your contribution to the equation and the way that people perceive
Well, no,
you.
I'll always take responsibility if I think I've done something wrong. I'm the first person to apologise if I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that or that went the wrong way. You can find multiple examples of me apologising, but there is a reality that I do suffer sometimes a disadvantage because people abuse me for my identity. They don't actually focus on, I don't think she's a good person or good pundit because of X, Y, Z. They go into attacking your identity. Those are two different things.
8 minutes to 7. It's been a crazy week, isn't it? In the managerial, pardon me, I've got to stop on them nibbles, them honey biscuits.
Something in your throat.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, crazy week in the managerial merry-go-rounds. We've seen both Thomas Frank sent packing, Forrest sacked, the third manager of the season. Can you believe it? Pleased to say John is now as the man in the know, and someone who'll be the first of all of the latest updates in the managerial market. He's fingers on the button. A very good morning to Ben Jacobs. Ben, hiya, Ben. Morning.
Morning, Ben.
Good morning.
Ben, now let's look into this. Vitor Pereira all but confirmed for Nottingham Forest. Do you believe that? Is he sort of 95% got the job?
Yeah, I think it's 99.9%. Victor
Wow.
Pereira has verbally agreed to join Nottingham Forest. There's just a few final details to resolve. In particular, I think the mechanism of what we understand to be an 18-month contract. And by that, I mean Pereira would rather not have a break clause, so have the opportunity to manage Nottingham Forest if they stay up or even if they go down. Forest, I think, are inclined to have an out potentially in case they wish to revisit the market in the summer, because their dream choice is basically Marco Silva at this point, but they can't get him. And Silva managed under Evangelos Marinakis at Olympiakos. So as a consequence, I think there is a possibility that Nottingham Forest would like something short term with the option of a bit longer. And Victor Pereira is kind of comfortable with that, but in an ideal world would not like a break clause included come the end of the season. So the former Wolves boss is expected to take charge of Nottingham Forest. That will be their fourth manager this season, and they've got to get it right, of course. Otherwise, they could be in big trouble.
If you're Vitor, you surely put in that contract, don't you? Well, when you get rid of me, thank you. You film. I will fill my boots. So if you want to change it, you pay me.
Well, when they sack him, Pereira, because that's a matter of time as well. 4 managers in a year. So you add it up. Just say they all got 5 million each for getting sacked. 5 million each. Just you work that out. In compensation, he's paid out. Yeah, he's worked that. So it's madness what's going on now. Football's changed so much. Man, we used to laugh at the country abroad when they were sacking managers left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
But you know, you were just hearing Liam Rossini talking about management. You've got managed players. If the players know you're about to get sacked, even after 6 games, instead of digging in to get a result, they go the other way.
Yeah.
They know you're going to be leaving soon, so let's just sit here and wait.
Ben, now what about Tottenham? I'd love to see Harry back in there, but Harry's a busy man. Would he take that temporary or someone like Tim Sherwood? What's the latest there with Spurs, Ben?
Yeah, Harry Redknapp has said, I think, in the last 24 hours that he'd take it if Spurs come calling. I'm not aware that they have at this point. A lot of different names have been discussed internally. Jermaine Defoe, by the way, is another as a possibility to come in some kind of interim capacity. But John Haytinger is there. And my sense is if Tottenham go down the interim route, at least for a few games, Haytinger is best positioned to get that job. Let's see whether it's until the end of the season or just, for example, for the North London derby. So interim is one option. But before Tottenham go down any interim, they're still seeing whether somebody permanently could come in as well. Roberto De Zerbi is a free agent. The challenge there is De Zerbi knows that in the summer he'll have other options as well. So he's actually prepared to wait, and he turned down an opportunity to join Spurs before Thomas Frank was in place when Daniel Levy was running the show. So we'll have to understand whether Roberto De Zerbi will dive straight back in. You've got Xabi Alonso, Enzo Maresca, both free agents again, no approach.
Yeah, but they need a quick fix, mate. They're going down if they're not careful. They need someone in there to boot them up the backside and keep them up, and then worry about
What are they, 16th, 17th in the league? And Forest. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. You're not allowed to be that far down the table if you're Spurs, are you?
You got Forest, you got West Ham, you get Tottenham.
Yeah. I know he's got a load of injuries, and they did put a team up, Thomas Frank's injury list team up, and it was a good team. And if you go through Spurs' team, they're decent players, aren't they? They've got decent players. So they shouldn't be where they are, and you know the axe is going to drop on the back of your neck if you're down that low. So who would you pick?
If Harry would take it at the end of the season all day long, and then I'd take my time and get a decent manager for next season.
Yeah, which could be Pochettino. That's obviously the popular choice. It's worth pointing out there's a lot of support for him, but he's not going to take it now because he's got the World Cup. So it's difficult.
Yeah. Just a quick one on Darwin Núñez over in Saudi. Are things not well?
Not well at all. Karim Benzema's arrived and Darwin Núñez is out of the Saudi Pro League squad because they've got too many foreigners in their quota. So Darwin Núñez is really unhappy. He had an opportunity to go to Fenerbahce in January, but they only wanted a loan and Al Hilal said no. And now it's the beginning of the end, seemingly, because Benzema's not going anywhere for at least a year. Núñez feels affronted. He's got 6 goals, 4 assists, and yet they've kicked him out of their Saudi Pro League squad. So a return to the Premier League or possibly still Turkey in the summer, very much on the cards.
Ben, what games are you watching on the weekend?
I'm actually in Milan for the Winter Olympics, so games at this stage.
Ben,
covering.
We've been pants so far. I spoke to someone from the Olympic Association or the British Olympic Association yesterday, and she says, "No, don't worry, we'll come get." Nah, I've been bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, the figure skating was disappointment because the British pair put in a great routine, but then there was just a slight stumble and it cost them a medal. But I will have one eye, by the way, on Forest against Liverpool, which could potentially be the first game in charge for Victor Pereira. That's actually on the 22nd of February. Before that, it's the FA Cup game, of course, Liverpool against Brighton.
Yeah.
Let's see whether or not between now and then, from a Forest point of view, though, Victor Pereira ends up in charge. And from his point of view, it will be Fenerbahce, maybe, that could be his first game on Thursday, the 19th of February.
Okay, Ben, brilliant. Thank you.
Ben.
Enjoy the Winter Olympics. Lovely out there. Ben Jacobs there. Coming up, we turn our attention back to the Arsenal dropping points in the title race away at Brentford last night. Could they crack under the pressure of Manchester City once again? We'll discuss that next.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
What happened?
Candy.
Candy.
Listen. We still gonna go. We still can do the double, Candy. The cups.
What happened yesterday, though? What happened yesterday?
To win.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Yes, what is on? Listen, yesterday's game, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, Candy.
No, why don't you want to talk about it? No, that's what we're talking about.
What is on? Listen, we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about tomorrow's match.
No. Here's what we're talking about. What happened yesterday?
Candy.
Yep.
Candy.
Yep.
Come on, Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
Yeah, what happened yesterday, man?
I've said this all the time to you, every single time. I keep repeating myself. Liverpool have been done by VAR so many times, it's unreal.
You lost 2-1.
The referee was shocking, Candy.
You lost 2-1.
And do you know what, Candy? Yesterday, it wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise. I mean, our team turned up in the second half. We were just absolutely superb. The boys were absolutely superb.
You conceded 2 goals.
Candy, what are you on about now? Candy.
Mo, you conceded 2.
Listen, Jimmy G, you can't say anything, yeah? you cannot talk. You got no room to talk.
You can't be blaming VAR, mate. You can't be blaming VAR.
Jimmy G, listen, your captain got sent off. He just done it deliberately.
Thomas Tuchel's busy trying to bring glory back to England for the first time since '66. But how did he get here? Well, from the sleepy town of Krumbach via some giants of European football, here's his journey to Wembley. Sitting around 60 miles west of Munich, Krumbach's population is less than 14,000 people. But Tuchel's friends there remember a boy whose ambitions lay far beyond the Bavarian community. His will to win was evident early. Tuchel often captained his youth football teams, and his school side lifted the national German football trophy in 1987. The sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League, as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Surely it's going to stop raining, Alan.
Ooh, Ali's coming on later. They're going to cop it up there. Snow and ice.
It's killing my golf. Honestly, I've never known rain like it.
No, nor me.
I keep going up the golf club, closed.
Yeah.
Then you do play.
Well, but do you know, you're on the fortune, get one of them simulators.
It's not for me, that. I like seeing the flight of the ball. You know, I'd rather go on the range and hit the ball. I like middling the ball, but isn't it the wettest January ever on
Probably.
record?
Yeah.
And it's still raining.
Yeah, non-stop. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark's Real Sales, your last chance to save big in your next car. The sale ends 16th of February with Arnold Clark. Right, Dino's with me after the game against Brentford last night. Could Arsenal be starting to feel the pressure?
The headlines will be about Arsenal dropping points at the bus stop in Hounslow. The Premier League leaders have been blocked by Brentford and their rookie boss.
We were in total control, and after that we started to give it away. We lacked certain discipline.
We're not in a position yet to look back. Man City may look at this and say, well, do you know what, that was a definitive moment for us where we turned things around.
Here's Haaland, edge of the area, shoots early! 3-0! Can you not hear this evening?
What you on about? He ain't won nothing.
No, but, you know, he's a young manager. I've got to give these guys time.
For 7 months, we know still how much we have to play, how tough it is for every team to win. So just carry on.
Look, it was never going to be easy, was it? Arsenal, getting the opening goal, you think that's it. I thought Brentford had to score first, but look, they're a tough game, and then pressure that they put teams under from corners and throw-ins. Why is that suddenly coming back in, Dino?
Well, I think clever managers, find a way of winning. They find a way around you. That if whatever system you're playing, they find it. Like Pep Guardiola played with Barcelona with Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets in midfield, and played total football. We weren't allowed to pass the ball more than 10 yards, and just murdered everybody. Then he went to Bayern Munich, done that. Then he come to Man City, done it again at Man City. Now the players he's got aren't as good. He's trying to find another way of winning where teams have worked out that you're going to keep passing it sideways, keeping the ball, so they start coming up with a plan. And now all of a sudden, everybody's taking long throws and corners. They've worked out that we have gone for the last 10 years. We've been coaching kids in academies to play out from the back and releasing the ones that can head it and defend because they're not good enough with their feet. And all of a sudden, it's come back round in a circle. You've now got defenders playing who actually can't head the ball. So they're just throwing the ball into the box, can't deal with it. Remember, used to be one or two teams couldn't deal with crosses coming in the box, and the managers used to go, by the way, just cross it against these, they can't deal with it. Most teams now have got players who can play out from the back, but not very good at heading the ball.
I agree with you,
So route one, you find a weakness, you find a chink in their armour.
So, more questions been asked this morning of Arteta and his Arsenal side, dropping points against Brentford at the G-Tech last night. This is interesting. Arsenal's next 3 Premier League fixtures are as follows. Wolves away, should be fine. Spurs away, you'd think they should be fine, but it's a North London derby. Then Chelsea home. What do you make of that one?
I think they'll win all 3. I mean, Spurs Spurs won only 2 home games.
Shocking, but it is a London derby. Do you know what I mean?
They're just too strong. I think. Last night I was talking to a couple of Spurs fans over there. They're already dreading the game. They're not going like, can't wait for the North London derby. They're all thinking, dreading it. Arsenal fans badgering us for about the next 6 months.
Well, but the problem is Tottenham, they should be looking forward to the London derby, especially at home. But they're thinking about, we've got to stay in the Premier. That's the difference. That takes preference now.
Well, West Ham, turning form, has brought 2 sackings for a start. So because they've started winning games, West Ham, all of a sudden Forest and Spurs have sacked their manager.
Do you think that United late equaliser, Sesko, do you think that could hurt them at the end?
Maybe. I just think the Premier League has got tougher and tougher. You got the likes of Crystal Palace just spent 125 million on players. The teams at the bottom, there's always one that's adrift, and it's Wolves this year. But the rest, if you're not at the races, you can get beat by... Burnley can beat you. You know, the gap's got closer and closer, and it's harder to win the league now, I think.
John is now for a little more on this and to tell us just where he thinks Arsenal stand in the fight now for a Premier League title. Former Gunners midfielder Adrian Clark. Clarky, morning.
Morning,
morning, Alan. Morning, Dino.
Clarky, were you there last night?
I was working on the game for Arsenal, and do you know what? When the game was finished, when we did our wrap, I just had to say that's a good point, because Arsenal could easily have lost that game. That was a seriously tough examination, and full credit to Brentford. I mean, they are a nightmare to play against when they're in that kind of mood, and yeah, it's disappointing for Arsenal to drop points, but in a way, I feel like it was a half decent point in the end.
Yeah, interesting.
Hey, looking at the squad, right? I think the squad's brilliant. Can you see any weaknesses that'll cost them the league?
Maybe not enough goal getters, not enough guys that are consistently going to score you the goals. I mean, someone like Gabriel Martinelli has had a good season. Okay, he's come up with some really big moments, but obviously he had that big chance right at the end there, and you're looking for him to tuck that away. He had a similar chance at Nottingham Forest, another game that Arsenal dropped points in. those little moments, I just hope come the end of the season, Arsenal don't look back at those moments with regret. No, there's not much weakness in this Arsenal side. They're resilient. There's amazing depth, strong in every department. But yeah, if you're looking for something, it's maybe, are Arsenal clinical enough in the moments that matter? And I would say that in that particular department, Manchester City have the edge. But I still think that Arsenal are the best team in this division. The 4-point lead is absolutely fine at this stage. There's no need for Arsenal fans to panic.
What about Izzy? You know, Dino and I were talking about the game against Spurs coming up. And of course, that performance for Arsenal, for Eze against Spurs, before was his last sparkling performance, taken off at half time. What's going on here? Is Arsenal's style not suiting him?
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that. I think that in truth, Havertz came in and outshone him, and Arsenal looked slightly stronger with him. Last night, I just think it was the kind of game that really didn't suit him. It was blood and thunder. It was really aggressive, and Arsenal needed someone.
But Mikel would know that, wouldn't he? Know before the game what sort of game this was going to be.
My issue with Eze last night, and I would have taken him off at half-time if I was in Mikel Arteta's shoes, was that he was having no impact on the game. He wasn't looking for the ball, and when he had the ball, he wasn't hurting Brentford. And I think if you're playing that 10 role, Alan and Dino, you've got to get hold of it, and you've got to make things happen. And unfortunately, it didn't look like he was going to. And when you've got Martin Ødegaard on the bench, fit again, I think there is that temptation to make the change. And I think Ødegaard did look better, and Arsenal, after half-time, was sensational for 15 minutes. But unfortunately, that was it. And Ødegaard did lose his marker for the goal, and he got himself injured. And from that moment on, he was not really in the game either. But yeah, Eze has been a moments player this season. He hasn't delivered great consistency. And look, that's the challenge for him. It's hard.
Do you know what I think, Aid? He's got to learn. And it's an art in itself. You say to someone, play number 10, you automatically think they stood in the hole behind the centre forward. Well, I would say to him, what if they put 2 sitting midfield players in the space that you want to play in today? The space is out on the left or out on the right, or you're going to have to go deeper, but you've got to get on the ball somehow and not get marked out the game. So I think he's got to learn that. Maddison's good at it, for a start. Palmer's brilliant
he's
at
laid
it.
back. Sometimes he's a little bit too laid back, I think, Dino. And he's got unbelievable quality. We know that, Eze. But you need to have that drive and the determination to take games by the scruff of the neck and say, give it to me. I'm going to make things happen. I'm going to be the guy that wins us this game. And probably in too many matches this season, we haven't seen that from Eze yet. But hopefully it will come.
I don't think he's that type of player, is he? Just a quick one. I've got to be quick. Declan Rice and Henderson, were they having an argument at the end of the game, or was that just friendly chat?
I don't know, Alan. I'm not an expert lip reader. I don't know. Who knows? Look, all I know is that if Arsenal are going to win this league, they need to keep Declan Rice fit and fresh, because again, he was Arsenal's best player for me. He was everywhere. So yeah, he is top class. He's been superb this season, and yeah, I think he would have been frustrated that Arsenal dropped points in the game. But as I said, sometimes you've got to credit the opposition. For me, Brentford were outstanding, a nightmare to defend against, whether it was on the counter or from throw-ins or corners. It was really challenging. So I think it's one of those games where you take the point and you get out of there and you move on. Simple as that.
All right, Adrian, thanks,
Aid.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
03717 223344. Come and get involved. Up next, we hear Adrian Durham debate why, I tell you, he upsets Arsenal, now he's upsetting Tottenham. Why Adrian's debate why Pochettino could be the most overrated manager in Premier League history. What?
Well, they have had him once and sacked him. What's he going to do different?
But the most overrated manager in Premier League. Give us a break.
Well,
legendary retired referee Dermot Gallagher joins us here on the show. How are we, Dermot?
Hi, Majestic. Hi, Al.
Hi, Dermot. Listen, let's just get your thoughts off that straight off the bat. We don't want to ask you no questions. You're the ref. Tell us what you saw.
I have to say, I get what Alan says, and I think lots and lots of people will say, give the goal. It keeps 11 against 11. It keeps everybody happy. But when you look at it, there's no doubt whatsoever Szoboszlai is fouled, and by Haaland fouling him, he will argue that stopped him clearing the ball off the line. But you go back, the only reason Szoboszlai gets that far back is because he actually hauls Haaland back. That's the first foul. So I don't think I think Craig has tried to play advantage because he thinks it'll be a goal.
Definitely, Dermot. He's played advantage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played advantage, and bear in mind, Al, that he can always bring that back if it goes wrong. So
but if you go to the second part, right, where Haaland fouls him, right, but the ball's gone in the net. So why didn't he play advantage there as well?
Well, he can't play an advantage for foul on Szoboszlai, can he? Because if the ball's in the net, the game, it's terminated, isn't it? That moves over. But if you actually look, that ball's not in the net when he pulls Szoboszlai back. And the problem there, Al, is that once
don't you think he see that, Dermot? Don't you think he see the first incident, right? And he's played on. Yeah. He's seen the second incident. He must have seen it. It was fairly obvious. And he still give a goal. That was the on-field decision, wasn't it?
The on-field decision was goal. That's correct. So all I can presume is he hasn't picked up the foul on Szoboszlai.
No, I don't see that. I think what's happened is VAR or the official in the VAR room has picked.
Alan Brazil's Lessons in Love on talkSPORT with Moonpig. Save Valentine's with Moonpig. Flowers and a personalised card for under £20 delivered in time. Terms and conditions apply.
That's better, Ed. Crikey. That's the first time in a month he's played a decent song.
I've noticed Ed has slammed the brakes on his music.
That's Ollie. It's Ollie.
Is it down to Ollie?
Ollie thinks too highly of himself. He thinks he's a top producer. Can you believe it?
Ollie's like Thomas Frank with the Spurs players. He's stopping them playing.
Yeah.
You're stopping Ed.
Ed, you do your own thing. You're the VIP behind that glass.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask Ollie. Right, talkSPORT breakfast. Dino's with me. Now, Katie's back with us for a bit of this. Hello.
What tune this is, by the way.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is upon us, and we've teamed up with our friends at Moonpig to make sure nobody ends up in the doghouse this year. Boys, do you both celebrate Valentine's Day?
I got a card from Moonpig the other day.
Oh, yeah?
She hates me. Calling her that. It's a joke.
Alan, how about you?
Nah.
No?
Not for me.
Any flowers for Jill tomorrow?
Maybe some roses, but that's it.
Just some roses. Do you know there are 250 million roses sold globally for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Actually, where do they
I
get
don't
them
know what's
from?
the best, the heroes or the roses? You know the
Roses. Yeah, more of a gesture.
No, I mean the tins of chocolate.
Well, we know you listeners are a passionate bunch, but sometimes that passion doesn't quite translate to romance. Whether it's forgetting an anniversary, booking a table at a pub that's showing the football instead of a quiet candlelit dinner, or heaven forbid, buying a card that says happy birthday because it was the last one left.
A candlelit dinner.
Yeah. When was the last time you did that, Alan?
With 3 kids and 5 grandkids, you've not got a hope in hell.
Katie booked a table last year, never again. Big mistake.
Was that the first time you booked a table then?
Surely potted one ball.
Dino! It's 7:23.
You're leading them into all this. I know right away what's coming.
So this is, I'm going to move on swiftly, Moonpig's Valentine's Day Dilemmas, where we want to hear your biggest dilemmas this Valentine's Day, both boys and girls. Are you stuck between watching England against Scotland or a candlelit dinner? Did you mess up the card last year? Need to make amends? So what we want people to do is send in your voice notes to us on WhatsApp 03717 223344. Alan, have you ever been in trouble with Jill on Valentine's Day?
Not really.
You're quite the romantic then.
No, I'm not. No.
Right.
She knows what I'm like. She just ignores it.
Dino?
No, them days are gone. No, I mean, shell garage, flowers.
Shell garage.
As a woman.
What, just one
seriously,
rose? Okay.
Can you tell if the flowers are from the shell garage?
Yes, normally because the sticker's left on.
No, but if you take the wrapper off.
You can tell, yeah.
You can tell they're cheap.
You can tell they're cheap, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. You can't win. When you go out and buy a nice bouquet, how much are you mad spending that?
But it's worth it, no?
No, you can't. I think it is, but you can't win, can you?
100 quid.
Yeah.
A bunch of flowers.
100 quid? No, it's not. It's about £30 upwards.
Oh, no. Well, more than 30 quid.
Well, I actually had a very embarrassing moment happen to me on Valentine's Day. I was in maths at school, and a 4-person band came in. And me and my friend were like, oh my word, what's happening? And I was serenaded in my maths lesson.
No.
There was violins, everything, and they were doing Titanic. And I had to sit there in maths at the front while everyone laughed at me.
Were you the, like, I know it's a bit personal, but were you like the prettiest girl at school?
I don't know, you'll have to ask my school friends that. I was the sporty one at school.
Because it can damage you later in life.
Well, I think I'm all right.
Stop getting attention.
Happily married, Dino.
You should rewind here. You know, the violins were playing Titanic. Well, it didn't exactly have a happy ending, did it? Hey?
Well, that was what. Okay, so over to you guys. If you were to serenade or sing to your other half, what song would you choose?
No, I'm either.
Come on, be a bit more happy.
I'll try, but I'm either watching the golf,
right,
or the racing, or the football,
or the rugby,
or the rugby.
Okay, if you were to serenade to Alan, what song would you sing?
Are you fit for Cheltenham? Are you fit for Cheltenham? we got to get him fit for Cheltenham.
Yeah,
Katie.
we do. Well,
never mind Valentine's Day. Cheltenham. Look, he's taking deep breaths now, thinking about it.
Oh, it's a hard one.
So, do you have any plans for Valentine's Day, either of you?
No.
No.
Well, did you know if you go to Asda this weekend and you're looking for love, then good news. Normally, if you go to Asda, you can pick up a green basket if you're shopping, but this weekend there are red baskets. So if you're up for some fun down the aisles before picking up a bottle of red, then you can pick up a red basket if you're looking for love. So forget online dating; it's now happening in Asda.
I wouldn't take a red one up the aisle. Would you, Al?
Sorry, say that again, Dino.
I wouldn't take a red one up the aisle. I'd carry a green one. No chance.
I think we'll move on.
Yes. So we're going to listen to every single voice note that you guys are going to send in this morning, and we're going to be selecting 3 winners who have the most relatable, hilarious, or downright desperate Valentine's dilemmas. Each of the winners will be played out later on in the show and receive £250 to spend at Moonpig. So send in your voice notes to this number 03717 223344.
Give us it again. Give us that number again.
03717 223344.
Ed, have you got a nice love song to play out with? Come on. Let's see how good you are.
Come on, Ed. Come on. Like, You put him under pressure, Al.
Well, it's easy, isn't it? Come on, Ed.
You're like Arsenal's back four. Cracking.
I knew it was going to be Chatham.
Oh, no.
I thought
you can
maybe
try
a
two, Al.
bodyguard or something, you know?
Yeah.
There's something, you know.
He's gone,
Instead of
hasn't he?
this, France 1963 or something.
I thought it was going to be a Rod Stewart kind of number.
Yeah, tonight's the night.
Have I told you lately?
Spread your wings and whoop, steady. 7:28.
Alan Brazil's Lessons in Love on talkSPORT with Moonpig. Save Valentine's with Moonpig. Flowers and a personalised card for under £20 delivered in time. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you think that the Super Bowl would get such a thumping up against the Premier League offering of Liverpool-Manchester City? I thought it would be much, much closer. You're talking about a difference of 500 million.
You are. But you're talking about, I mean, I've had this argument with Brian T. Smith, who comes in here, who I very much like, and makes the case that the Champions League final, I'd say, dwarfs the Super Bowl, and he makes his argument about scale. It makes my argument. Of course it makes my argument. But then you have to look back underneath it and say, this is a worldwide global audience that's watching the Premier League, watching arguably the biggest game in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And you've got multitude of broadcast deals around the world for a global sport. Ostensibly, despite inroads into various countries where you've had the NFL on tour and it's made its way into Germany and it's made its way into Poland and it's made its way into the UK, it's a North American sport. And so I'd be fascinated to see, outside of the North American broadcasting numbers, how many of the 220 million people that watched it were outside of North America.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to wager you that clearly it's obvious because the population of this country is only 70 million, that 90%, 95% of the people that watched the Premier League game between Liverpool and Man City was around the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when the NFL gets its act together, which it's trying to do, and makes this a global sport, and makes it a participation sport and a viewing sport in all the four-flung corners of the globe, it'll have numbers that are substantial. And 220 million people watching it, if I'm right in my thinking, 90% of that will be in North America.
Ever fancied having a beer in the stands while watching your team at the Emirates, or at Anfield, or at Stamford Bridge? Well, this season you actually can. Drinking alcohol in the stands at Premier League games may still be illegal, but the Women's Super League is doing something different. And here's how we got there. Back in the 1980s, football had a serious image problem. The sport was plagued by violence, pitch invasions and beer-fuelled chaos. Then, in 1985, Margaret Thatcher's government stepped in. They introduced the Sporting Events Control of Alcohol Act, banning alcohol in view of the pitch across England and Wales. Since then, many fans and clubs have called for the law to be relaxed. But despite attempts to change things over the years, authorities just haven't been convinced fans can be trusted. But in January 2025, something did change. The Women's Championship, now called the WSL2, launched a trial allowing fans to drink in the stands. The reasoning? Well, fans at women's matches tend to behave differently. Less aggression, more family-friendly vibes. As a result, select WSL and WSL2 stadiums are now allowing fans to drink alcohol in view of the pitch. It's been a landmark move showing growing trust in fans and recognising that women's football is building its own culture. So could the men's game be the next to leave the 1980s behind? Well, maybe, if fans can prove they can handle a pint without pitching it at someone. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Until then, it's Bovril all around. Cheers to that.
Coming up, 25 minutes to 8. Dino's with me. That's funny. talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. The UK's biggest used car sale is ending soon, so check it out now. On the back of this morning's Times newspaper, Ratcliffe rant appalls Man United. Man United have distanced themselves from co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe with a statement reaffirming their commitment to diversity and inclusion. By the way, who is distancing themselves at Man United? He's a co-owner. You know, who's got the hump?
Who's released a statement? Him?
No, he said on the back of this morning's Times, Man United have distanced themselves. How can he do that? He's a co-owner.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, he's obviously said. Said what he said was obviously it's upset a lot of people. So he's entitled to his own views, but you can't say that.
I know that, but Manchester United, the Times, right? Manchester United have distanced themselves. Who at Man United has distanced?
Yeah, he's the owner. He's distanced himself from himself.
Oh, God. talkSPORT broadcaster, journalist Nick Ellaby. Nick has more.
The FA could fine Sir Jim Ratcliffe if they decide to investigate and find he's contravened Rule E3.1. Essentially, the rule states participants must act in football's best interests at all times and not use threatening, abusive, indecent or insulting words or behaviour. Here's what Sir Jim's told Sky News.
The UK is being colonised. It's costing too much money. It will cause...
Being colonised?
It'll cause... Well, yeah. The UK is being colonised by immigrants, really, isn't it?
The FA will need to judge if that's discriminatory or Sir Jim was just expressing an opinion about the reason why the economy is stagnating. He's now apologised if his choice of language offended some people. Manchester United have distanced themselves from their minority co-owners' comments, saying the club is inclusive and welcoming. It's reported the club's multicultural squad are alarmed at what's been said. Ratcliffe's words have also been condemned by the Man United Supporters Trust, protest group the 1958, and anti-racism charity Kick It Out. But Reform UK leader Nigel Farage says Ratcliffe's use of the word colonisation is probably correct, but perhaps people aren't quite ready for it. Over to you, the FA.
Oh, I don't really want to get involved in this, Dino, but...
I've got a good idea. Let's not talk about it, because you can't win, whatever you say.
Is that not giving in? One way or the other? Is it not giving in?
I'm not going to get involved with Jim Ratcliffe's... he says whatever he wants to say. He's obviously upset loads of people. He's apologised.
People very angry. All right, we'll keep it very brief. You're right. It's, this is sport and we're having a bit of fun. But this is not. But at the same time, is this because he's such a rich man and lives abroad that people have got the hump with him big style? Have they looked into this? Have they really
sounds to me as if he's got the hump. He pays... Well, he don't pay tax anymore, but
how much had he paid before?
I think I read somewhere he's paid 110 million in tax in his lifetime, and it's going to be more than that. So he's probably saying to himself, if I'm going to pay all that tax, I'd like to have a little say in where it goes.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with what you're doing with it, but that's his opinion.
I'll leave it at this, right? Because I'm not going to start arguing with people, and everyone's entitled to opinion. Maybe he just feels that I'm not paying any more tax because I disagree where the money's been spent.
That's what I mean. That's what he's probably trying to say, but
is he not entitled to do that?
Well, that's up to him.
Yeah, just because he owns Man United or part owns Man United, and the FA are getting involved now. Just look, he's apologised. Let's just move on. It's his political. That's the way he feels. He feels the money's not been used properly and rightly, so he's off. He's paid his fair dues. He's obviously a very clever man, hasn't he, making all that money? And how many people does he employ who all pay tax?
Well, I don't know enough about politics to actually have a strong enough opinion on it, and I try not to, because...
No, because you just end up arguing all the time.
They're all the same, aren't they? The politicians. So I don't get involved in it.
No, well said. But he's apologised now, so move on. Right. Now let's take a look at the latest EFL action in partnership with McDonald's.
EFLers on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
So League Two side Grimsby Town on the FA Cup fourth round action tomorrow against Premier League bottom side Wolves. Another chance for the Mariners to provide... what a shock, having dumped Man United at the League Cup in September. Do you remember that one? Can they reach the first round since 1996? No better man to ask than the manager. A very, very good morning, Grimsby Town boss, David Artell. David, morning.
Morning, David.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Dino.
David, a lot of people will be rubbing their hands together saying, what a chance, what a chance. But look, at the end of the day, Wolves are still a Premiership side. This is not going to be easy.
Of course. Look, it's a great opportunity for us to test ourselves against a team from the best league in the world. So it's not lost on us the size of the task in hand, but it's the third time that a Premier League club this year has come to our little patch of paradise in North East Lincolnshire, and we're going to give it everything we've got.
Yeah, I remember in my commentary days doing one for Sky at Grimsby. Am I right in saying, I don't know if they do it now, but you had to climb up on the roof and across and drop down into the deck. I tell you what, if you're scared of heights, don't do that. And you look over and there's the North Sea there, and it's freezing. This is a great place to take on a big scalp at home.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. You won't get me up there either, Alan. Our analyst goes mad at us all the time.
Dave, my memory of Grimsby, Aston Villa FA Cup at Grimsby. I come short, ball played into my feet on the halfway line. I've laid it off and tried to turn. My back went. Couldn't move. When you want to spasm, I had to get carried off. Yeah, I couldn't move. My back went.
That's horrible. I shouldn't laugh.
Freezing.
What about, you're in good form, get into the game, injuries, good, healthy squad?
Yeah, we've got a decent squad. We've got a much greater strength in depth. We haven't lost for 10 games and we've had 8 clean sheets in that time, so we're going okay at the minute. Like I say, we've got to 4th round in both domestic cup competitions, so we're doing something right. Hopefully, we'll have another good day to remember, like we did against Man United earlier on in the year.
Yeah, Dave, what do you make of football at the moment? The positive is, if you're Thomas Tuchel, you've got an extension to an England contract, and then you look at what's happened at Forest. You look what's happened at Tottenham. It's mental football now. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, I can give you a better one. The Barrow manager got sacked 2 days ago. He lasted 5 games.
5?
Yeah. I just find it bonkers. I think success in football now, for a large part, certainly from manager's point of view, is actually just staying in the game. Winning stuff and getting promotions and stuff like that is obviously the utopia, but just people staying in the game for longer than 5 minutes is success nowadays. But
Dave, is it that I obviously manage lower down as well, and I was going to say to you, about surviving in your job. When they do coaching courses now, they should put on how to keep your job in lower leagues, how not play like Barcelona out from the back. How do you survive and get players to be consistent? Because obviously there's 4 leagues for a reason, and some of the players they can all play one good game, but to play 6 or 7, like 10 games without losing, like you, as a manager, how do you manage to do that?
The thing, I can't listen. My first 5 weeks at this football club, I had the first team player who had got thyroid cancer, diagnosed with cancer, and a YT and his father who died in a car crash. They don't teach you stuff like that, and you've got to. I think ultimately the bottom line is you've got to be a good bloke first and foremost, and you've got to give your time up and time to people to try and help them and make them better, and not just on the football pitch. You've got to sort of teach them about life as well, which I know it sort of sounds a bit deep and what have you, but actually, if you're a good bloke and you're trying your best, people come with you, and people go, actually, we can all get behind this guy, and you've got to do that downwards toward the players, sideways toward your staff, and obviously crucially upwards, and you've got to hope that you've got a good bloke or good people above you who see the work that you're doing, and I think when you take that sort of outlook in life, then you've got half a chance of making change and staying in your job long enough to affect change.
Dave, just one last one. It's Sunday, the game, isn't it? I don't know what the weather's going to be like, but I think it's turning really cold, windy, and horrible again. Is there a chance that
When you said turning, does that suggest that it's been stopping the rain? Because it hasn't stopped here for about...
No. Well, I'm down the East Coast as well, and Suffolk just down from... Well, not just down from you. It's been murder every day. But is the pitch holding up? And can you use the elements in your team talk to take on a Premiership side?
Well, we obviously played Wednesday night, and the pitch wasn't great. There's a cover on it now to try and protect it from as much rain as we can, so it doesn't become an absolute quagmire. But we've got a pitch that's, extremely old. It's a soil-based pitch. But then when we played against Man United earlier on in the year, it was a bowling green. It's one of them. It's the magic of the FA Cup. It's not going to be like Hereford and Ronnie Radford, that's for sure. But it's not going to be like Wembley either. So
you give the groundsman a week off. Stay at home. Put the cover over the divots that you've left out from the last game.
Heating off in the away dressing room. Can't get a plumber. He's on holiday.
No showers. Cold water.
We don't do that. We treat everyone well at our football club, I have to say. But look, it's a great opportunity for us, and we'll give it everything we've got to try and cause another upset.
Dave, good luck, pal.
Good luck, Dave.
Thanks for joining us.
Well done. Keep it going.
No problem.
Brilliant. Dave Artell there, Grimsby Town Manager. Good luck to them, eh? And
good club, Grimsby.
By the way, Wolves won't fancy it, will they? Think about
it. I was just thinking as he was talking, when people are doing the betting slips, that's going to be on there, isn't it?
Oh, well,
Grimsby to beat Wolves.
It'll be a shock, but yeah, it would be.
Yeah, and it's especially if Wolves don't play the strongest team as well, which can happen sometimes.
Wow, especially in their predicament.
Yeah.
Good luck. That was our thanks to our good friends at McDonald's.
Yeah, fellas, on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
See the Eagles. Simon Jordan. Mark Bright. Can you hear me, Brighton? Your boys took with a head of a beating on the Glasner. Wilfred Zaha. Ian Imo. Can you hear me, Imo? Your boys took with a head of a beat. The signs leads me behind Sellers Park. Mark Gay. Eddie the Eagle. Pards. Can you hear me, Piles. You're supposed to win it. 11 beating Chafed in between us. South Croydon train station. Brighty, Sulaco. Brighty, Sulaco. Can you hear me, Eagles? You're supposed to win 11 beating.
Tons of Premier League action to get through tonight, all live across the talkSPORT network. Liverpool have just become the first team to win the Stadium of Light this season. The quad is on. Palace absolute shambles. They've just thrown away a massive 3 points against Burnley. There's one win in 14 games. Wow, ridiculous from Glasner. Forest had to win tonight, and they didn't. Informed West Ham just 3 points behind you. You must be worried. Could Sean Dyche get the sack? Man City get the pressure up on Arsenal. Big win for them. Phil Foden, though, probably should have got sent off. Thomas Frank is gone. Finally, Spurs have 11 days now to prepare to stop Arsenal's title challenge. Who comes in? Get involved in the show. 03 717 22 33 44.
What you got?
Hello, mate.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm all right, matey. Your club disgracing the Premier League again.
Well,
honestly,
let's not go.
You lot.
What about?
It's just. Mate, honestly, it's like, but it's a bunch of clowns.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm just looking at
not snow
forecast. Look at that East Coast. Whoa, all the best Wolves.
Oh no! Do you know what, Al? Why don't we just sell everything and move to somewhere warm and do the radio?
Would you be happy?
Well, I can see myself sitting in a Spanish village with a street with all restaurants, cobbled street with all restaurants.
Ronda.
And at the end of the road, there's the beach and the sea. You can see the beach.
Well, Estepona, but you know, that's not bad down there, is it?
This is the bit that'll make me happy. And when I look the other way up the street, there's the First Tee, the golf club. So I've got golf club that way.
Yes.
Beach, Mias, yes, nice. Beach that way. Spanish restaurants, wine. Sit there. And if we're going to get ripped off, which we are in Britain, from all angles, I'd rather get ripped off in the sun.
Yeah.
At least it's warm.
Yeah. And it's cheaper.
Yeah. £3. How much is a pint of San Miguel in Spain?
Don't know.
€3, something like that.
No, but you can get little halves for peanuts, can't you?
£10 over the road.
Is it really?
Tenner. Yeah. For a pint of beer.
There you go. England face, here we go. I'm looking forward to the weekend, and I wonder, Edinburgh will be cold. It'll be cold, but England go there strong favourites, do they not? Crowd will definitely get behind Scotland. It's one of the games where England go. They take a few thousand, like they do Wales, but it can be intimidating.
Calcutta Cup. Remember, you always used to watch that.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it was a
mind
great
you.
game,
Listen, we're going to have to play a lot better than we did against Italy. That I do know. Dear.
I can't even talk about rugby. I'm not
right.
gutted.
Oh, I know. I bet you are. talkSPORT Breakfast. Here we go. 7:52. Dean, the storyteller Saunders with me. Right. What do we really know this Friday morning? Arsenal's title hopes were stung by the bees as they were held to a 1-1 draw at Brentford last night. Reduces the gap between them and City to just 4 points now. Diego Simeone was seen holding three fingers up at Lamine Yamal as Atletico Madrid thrashed the Liga leaders Barcelona. What about that? In the first leg of the Copa del Rey semi-final. Oh, I'd like to watch
that. Griezmann scored again. He's still going.
Oh, he's a top player. Yeah. It was confirmed yesterday that Thomas Tuchel would extend his contract as England manager until 2028. Speaking to talkSPORT's Angelina Kelly, he was asked whether Maguire, Shaw, Meno might be in the picture for a spot in the World Cup squad.
They were always in the picture, but they are more so now in the picture. I guessed that they were in the starting lineup, and I guessed right. That's why I wanted to see them. I wanted to see them live. I'm very happy that they are in a good run of form, in good shape, because they are back in the picture. March gives us the chance to have a last look at players before we need to nominate for our trip to US. So yeah, they're in the picture, and I'm happy because competition is on.
Still a long way to go at the World Cup. The squad, isn't it? You could have a couple of gate crashers.
It'll be who's on form. Like Cole Palmer's not been playing, has he? And now he's come back. He's probably.
What if Harry gets injured up front?
Well, again, when you go through the whole British teams, and who's Wales' centre forward? Yeah, I'll ask you.
Oh, that's a good point. I was going to say the big
Kiefer
lump.
Moore.
Yeah, the big lump. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got Kiefer Moore, and you can't name anybody else.
No.
Well, Broadhead, Mark Harris, right? Name Northern Ireland centre forward. You can't. Name Scotland centre forward.
Well, we got a number one. No, we've got 3 or 4.
You got the lad Lyndon Dykes, and you got the lad who played for Southampton.
We got the boy Tottenham.
Yeah, so you're struggling, aren't you? England, Harry Kane. Then you've got Watkins, Solanke. Who else you got that can play up there? So what you're saying, if Harry gets injured, Ollie Watkins is probably, for me, would be next in line.
Yeah.
Might even get in front of him if he has a good end of the season.
Yeah.
But because teams play 4-3-3 and they're not playing with 2 up, we always played with 2 up, they've stopped coaching the strikers. So there's not many about.
It's weird, isn't it? It really is. Just quickly, Raheem Sterling, remember, has just finally completed his move at Chelsea. He joins Feyenoord, having not played a single minute since his loan at Arsenal in May 2025. Do you know what? That might just be a good little move from over there because it's not far away from home. I like the Dutch league. It's a proper place. I hope he does well.
Do you not think it's a bit strange? Just say he's on 300 grand a week and he's been sitting at Chelsea training on his own and nobody can afford his wages. He's only 31. 30, I think he's 31, 32.
Yeah.
So he's not finished. Raheem Sterling has gone to Feyenoord. Why have none of the Premier League teams taken him?
Wages, probably.
But how can Feyenoord afford it then?
Because they've probably done a deal with the club. Split the wages.
Why don't they do a deal with West Ham? Or?
I know. Dino, you played abroad. What are the benefits?
Well, it's learning a different style of football. I was running down the channels for 3 months, and then gradually I started standing still and realised they're going to make 10 passes before they get it to me.
Yeah.
Different style of football. The weather, obviously, in Turkey and Portugal, boiling hot. Had to train at 4 o'clock. Didn't train at 10 in the morning, too hot. And then games, you would turn up the games and it'd be 100 degrees pitch side. You know, like Formula 1 race, it's about to start, the rippling heat. You'd get that on the pitch. Playing with different set of players who have got different thoughts on football.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I loved it. I loved it at Galatasaray. I loved it at Benfica.
Brave show. 3 minutes to 8 o'clock. Still to come on breakfast.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Oh, there was Army. Go on, you Tim.
I like this national anthem, Al.
When you get the paper on the
Welsh
stand.
one's good.
Oh, it's brilliant.
But this one's good.
When you get this paper up in the stand, magic. England take on, face a hostile reception at Murrayfield tomorrow. It's the Kolkata Cup, of course. We'll catch up with 4-time Six Nations winner James Haskell around 8:30 this morning. I said earlier over in Italy, God almighty, the lineouts were an absolute nightmare. Stewie could have done a better job. It was shocking. We'll also speak to Big Sam for his views on Thomas Tuchel's new contract and the managerial hunts at Forest and, of course, at Spurs. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins higher. What a tube.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
There he is.
Hey, can you
There
do
he
it?
is.
Hey, can you do it? Up the shelf. Up the shelf.
Yeah, so I've only got the top.
Get me on.
No, I've only got the table. Only got the top 5 here, Mo. In the
Listen,
table.
Listen, Candy. I've got some breaking news. I've got some breaking news for Jimmy G. Jimmy G, I've got some breaking news for you, lad.
Come on.
Guess what? My sources are reporting tonight that Arnie Slot has been approached by Tottenham Hotspur.
talkSPORT breaking news.
Sorry, who?
Now,
who?
Arnie Slot, my manager, the Premier League winning manager. Tottenham like him. They want him to come and build a side to win Jimmy G the Premier League. Am I correct, Jimmy G?
100% Mo, mate. You do come on here and talk some garbage, but this is up there, all right? You're coming on talking absolute nonsense.
Jimmy G, listen. It's the truth, man. What do you mean garbage?
Your sources, mate, they're
Listen,
probably
Jimmy,
up there with the worst
you know
sources
what?
ever.
You need to apologise to me and my sources when this happens. I'm telling you. Because, look, Spurs are back, yeah?
Spurs are back, mate. We're ready to go again.
Back, yeah? And at the end of the day, like Candy says, what is it, Candy? To do what to do?
No,
what do you
dare is
say?
to do nothing. They
That's
do
it.
nothing.
That's
What about
it.
your mob,
They
though,
want a
mate? It's a
Premier
good
League
result tonight. Is the quad back on? Is it?
What is on? Listen, stop taking mick out of my quad. Yeah, quad is for next year. The
What is
double's on this year. The double. What a performance
quad
by
on?
the champions! What a performance by the champions! Nobody's gone to Roker Park and anywhere.
Roker Park?
Sorry.
What year?
Stadium
Not
Live.
1985?
give up the chance to play for your country, to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Tell me again, Al. So you go clean through on the keeper.
Yeah.
And then you shape the shoot.
You know you've got time.
Yeah.
The keeper's got one chance, right?
Yeah.
So when you think when he thinks you're shooting, he's got to react. He'll dive. So what do you do? Unless he's on his way out quickly, you can catch him early, put it down by his feet quickly, boom, get in. Or if you've got time, a couple of seconds spare, you can make it obvious by looking at his right-hand post, go to hit it, take it round him the other way and slot it in.
I used to watch their feet, and if they were moving their feet, they can't dive. So they've got to set themselves to push off. But with the reason we're talking about this is because I've just watched Martinelli's chance again against Kelleher.
It's a good save, by the way.
It's an unbelievable save because Martinelli's going through on his left foot on the corner of the 6-yard box, and Kelleher's has to come across from the near post, across to him. So his body weight is going towards Martinelli. And he's anticipated that Martinelli's going to open his body out and put it back the other way.
Yeah.
And he stuck his left arm out. It's an unbelievable save because his body weight is going the opposite way. And then
do you know how many times, pardon me, do you see a forward, not just a centre forward, but a forward go through? You're in control. You've got your ball. You've got the ball at your feet. You can give him the eyes. You can body shape him the wrong way. So you can body shape as if you're going to open your body up and stick it in his right-hand side. But then you go, if he dives, just go round him slightly the other way and just tap it in. People don't do that in training. They don't practice.
No,
I used to
you were good at
it. I used to practice all the time.
But, I mean, if you see defenders going through on the keeper, they just get a blur. When you're scoring, we were both strikers, and when you're scoring and you're on form and you're on a roll, everything's crystal clear. I can see the bottom corner. I can see he's coming out too fast. I'll just go round him. I can nutmeg him. I can look that way and drag it. Everything's crystal clear. When you're not scoring, it's a blur. But you were good at that.
But that was a good save last night. And Ollie, by the way, when was the last time you ever went around a goalkeeper? Right, well, this is important. People are enjoying this. You may not enjoy it, right? But then you've never kicked a ball in your life, Ollie, okay? So shush.
Was he in your ear, moaning about our conversation?
Yes.
Right, how many goals have you scored?
Yeah,
Ollie?
exactly. Bracknell Town, 3rd Division. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil, Dino. And Arnold Clark's Real Sales, your last chance. Last chance, come on, to save big in your next car. The sale ends on the 16th of February. It's been a seismic week, hasn't it, in the Premier League? With both Spurs, Forest disposing of the managers after staring relegation right in the face. 2 vacancies, 2 clubs in a tailspin, and 1 name trending. In every social media platform from London to the East Midlands, he's the undisputed survival specialist, the man with a 100% England record, and only manager who can look at that relegation battle and say, is that it? Of course, it's this man.
All this tippy-tappy stuff everybody keeps going on about the right way to play football is all a lot of sometimes.
I say bring back Allardyce. Bring him back.
Well, can I get my anger out of the way first? They get rubbish, some of our players, for the type of football they play because of me, and I do think that's a disgrace as well.
Look, like Sam, there's so many managers who aren't in work, they've got so much experience. Finding ways to win football was always an art.
For everybody, it's not something you push anybody into. I transcendental meditate, so I've done for 14, 12 years now.
If we were to say, with the rest of the season to go, Sam's in charge of Man City, would he win the league?
This is the Premier League for you. We're back again. Thrills and spills, absolutely magnificent.
So, if he's not in Dubai, if he's not on a cruise, if he's not barbecuing by the pool for a couple of his mates, ex-managers, he's managed more Premier League games than most. Most of us have hot dinners with Forest and Spurs, both looking for somebody to save them from relegation. Is he ready to get back in that dugout? Danny Murphy says he's the right man for Spurs, says he got the call. Let's find out. Put that barbecue down. It's a very good morning. Big Sam's with us. Sam, morning.
Morning, Sam.
Morning. Good morning, you two. That's the biggest intro I've ever had on talkSPORT.
Look, he's in the sun again, Dino. Look.
Well, I would be.
No,
I would
not
be if I was him.
I'm at home. By the way,
that is not Bolton. No chance.
Listen, all my goals are headers.
I know. Remember that one? Remember that cracker and that Worthy's goal?
Yeah.
When he's gone, you come roaring into the far post, bang, get in there. I remember that.
On that note, Sam, right? Do you not think it's the responsibility of the centre halves to get out of my way? I'm going to head this long throw back out where it come from.
Long throws. Listen, people are reaping the reward again, aren't they, from long throws and a little bit more direct play. Not everybody, I mean, but everybody's changing the way they're playing again. But don't you think it's got more exciting, more goals, more chances? Like you mean? I think that the opportunities that occur in opposition's box now are much more exciting. But when we go on to what's happened this weekend, the one I found a little surprising was the Nottingham Forest when I saw the stats. 35 shots at goal Nottingham Forest had. I think it was 11 on target. And it was one of those nights when you can't blame the manager for that, can you?
No, definitely not.
You know what
definitely
I mean?
not.
35 attempts at goal against Wolves, 11 on target, 0-0. And unfortunately gets sacked because of it, you know what I mean?
And did one or two of the players not say that the training methods weren't right and we didn't feel comfortable? Well,
Usual.
35 shots, 11 on target. Yeah.
If owners are starting to listen to players about what training's like and what they're doing, we might as well all pack in as managers or coaches, because players are the first to show their disagreement if this isn't right or that's not right. I mean, they're not learned, they're not coaches, they're not managers, they haven't gone through the years of experience that people go through, they haven't gone through all the degrees you need now to become a coach or a manager, like you mean. So they should take it on board and get on with it. And results are the most important thing. I know people talk about the style of play. I mean, that is important, of course. Entertainment and style of play is important, of course. But that comes after winning first if you're down at the bottom and struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Sam, I think you're an expert at a lot of things, but I think the most impressive thing about your management is you actually stop teams self-destructing. When you see defenders making mistakes after mistakes, you actually have got a talent to be able to stop that happening.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks it's a negative, Dean, that you focus a lot on stopping the goals going in, and that's the most important thing when you get to a football club that's struggling, like Tottenham at the moment and like Forest, because at the other end, goals are not that often as you'd like them to be. So stopping the goals going at the other end is why they are down near the bottom, because the goals against are a lot more than the goals for. So, and for me as a coach, that's easier to cure. It's easier for me to cure stopping the goals going it is than to create and score goals, because one is if you need to score goals, you need to be somebody who finishes. You need a finisher in your time. You need somebody, like I've had, somebody like Jermaine Defoe or people like that, Christian Benteke. They were leading goal scorers at the club that when they saved at Palace and when we saved at Sunderland, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's very, very important. And then obviously share some of the goals. And then the big one becomes free kicks, set plays. I've got to stop set plays going in against us. You'll find that a club at the bottom will have let more goals in off set plays than they will have scored. So if you say to the players, look, here, this is all you have to do to stop goals going in, and particularly stop them from set plays, and then see where we get from there. So we're going to practice this. So we'll practice until you understand what it's like when you're not in possession on how to win the ball back. And I think then you go from there to do creating. And most teams can create anyway in the Premier League. It's just whether they can finish or not at the other end.
Yeah. Sam, just a quickie on the FA. Thomas Tuchel gets an extension 2 year. Was that a surprise to you?
It was at this stage, yeah. But, I mean, they obviously feel that the period he's gone through and the way that they've got to the World Cup has, it's a bit similar to everybody, isn't it, really? Like, I mean, you can get through those stages without losing. It's when we get to the World Cup, can we do the business? Can we mentally keep focused enough to try and get to the final again and win it? And that's a big ask for any manager, any club in the World Cup. And I think that fatiguing players, his best players, what he sees is his best system, and he's not afraid of changing the system. So he's not afraid of the press. He's not afraid of the criticisms from the press on saying you should play like this, or you should play him, or you should play him. He's brave enough to leave him out if he doesn't think they're doing the right job. And I do think that England, a very talented squad with younger players coming in and making a stake in a claim for a position. perhaps only is Harry going to be able to deliver at that level again? Certainly doing it in Germany again. Will he do it at the World Cup? Not so sure about the backup striker for Harry, and that's my only concern.
Yeah,
the rest of it, I think, is good enough.
Sam, just one last one. I'm out of time, crikey. People are trying to get excuses already. They've said, well, we can't win it, the weather. You know, it's going to be, you can't go into a competition worried about the weather, can you?
No, not at all. But you can go in with this, with the fact that you
prepare
you do as much as you can to acclimatise to the weather, which is get out there in the heat as quick as you can. Don't forget, I played at Tampa Bay Rowdies many years ago, and you need, and this is the problem, you need a month, Al. I went out there and got cramp in places I'd never got cramp before when I played my first game. Seriously, I thought I was going to have to take off on a stretcher.
Yeah, well, Sam, that was in that was on the dance floor in Crawdaddy's. That was in Tampa.
That was chasing his first touch.
that was Clearwater, Tampa. Yeah. Those were the days.
So it will be a factor, but you got to manage it, haven't you? Look at the situation. This is the heat. This is the humidity. Let's do our best to manage it and go out there. And I don't know how entertaining it's going to be, because the pace is going to be pretty slow at stages when it's at 80 degrees humidity and maybe 85 degrees temperature. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it was known out there, Dino, as the Dudley Disco Dancer.
Dudley Disco Dancer.
Yeah.
Sam, if you get the call, are you ready for action? Are you ready for the pressure?
For action. Well, I haven't had the call, so I'm not ready for action yet.
Because apparently you're 6-4 to replace Keir Starmer till the end of the season.
Oh. That's an easy job, isn't it, to get that one?
Sam, listen, have a great weekend. Enjoy the FA Cup. Always a pleasure. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Sam. All the best. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Right, 8:20. Some breaking news for you. Michael O'Neill is set to be named Blackburn Rovers manager. talkSPORT understands. O'Neill has agreed to a dual role with Northern Ireland and Blackburn to the end of the season. You should see him a lot with Stevie Clark at the Scotland games. Coming up, take a closer look at the FA Cup and which team needs to win it the most. That's coming next.
My view of punditry is when I listen to a pundit, whoever that pundit might be, whatever they may be, whether it's male, female, black, white, yellow, green, it's do I learn something from them? Do they engage me? Do I find them interesting and entertaining? And do they merit my attention? And that's my response to the reasons why I was saying the things I said.
He's sitting right beside you.
Yeah, it's an opinion, isn't it? Which we're all entitled to. I put value on opinions. Right, you have to, because there's,
Depends where they come from,
everybody has them, right? So I'm not going to listen to a mob on X who've never, ever put themselves in any situation to do anything close to what I've done in my career. I listen to the professionals, right? I listen to the people who've hired me for the last 11 years around the world, the biggest broadcasters in the world. By default, if I'm working with the people who are considered the brilliant broadcasters, then if I'm in the same team as them, next to them, then by default, I'm considered also a brilliant broadcaster. So I take everything you're saying, but the reality is I've been good enough for 11 years, right? And as I said, I'm the person that will go and seek out feedback for someone to go, I think you're struggling. It's never happened.
See, the language that you use, Annie, is, to me, it's steeped in a sense of entitlement. I mean, the sheer weight of the entitlement that you seem to believe that you have would resink the Titanic. I think you've been quite fortuitous. I think because of initiatives like DEI, they've allowed people to be put into positions in the men's game that I don't think they've merited. And now that sort of seeds an attitude that you become a stalwart in the women.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Up 25. Excuse me, 25 minutes past 8 o'clock. Let's get the latest odds with Coral, and it's Rochdale cowboy John Hill joins us again. John, morning.
Morning, John.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing?
Very good.
Great, John. I was going to talk to you about the Six Nations here, but Dino has got the major hump. Why have you got the hump, Dino?
What with?
Six Nations.
Oh, how about this, John?
Or is it the Five Nations?
Anti-Welsh, right, in this studio. So Ollie's just brought the league table in the Six Nations.
Yeah.
You know, England are top. We're not even on it. England, France, Italy, Scotland, Ireland. He's not even put Wales on there.
Oh dear.
Let's get into it.
I think it's going to be more pain this weekend, I'm afraid, for Wales, guys. What they've got France at home, haven't they? And look at this: 1-66 France for the victory. Wales 22-1. The handicap gives Wales a 31-point start, Dino. So a tough start for your boys, but I got the feeling it could be another pound.
I think we've got to hit rock bottom, Wales. We've got to hit rock bottom before we can come back. Well, I think we need to just we're going to have to start at the under-10s. In Wales and start rebuilding, because we've never been. This has never happened in our country.
What about Scotland, England?
Scotland, England, a little bit more tight. England favourites though, 1-3, which would be a big win. They don't win often, do they, up there at Murrayfield? Scotland 11-4. The handicap 9-point start. Scotland will get in this one, but England, good start to the campaign in terms of the outright betting of the Six Nations. England second best, 21-10. France, obviously, the favourites here, 2-5. So it looks a 2-horse race this year.
Yeah, John, what else we got? What do you want to talk about? Racing, football, FA Cup?
What about your team, Rochdale?
Well, Rochdale, I'd love to talk about them, Dean. Are absolutely flying at the top of the National League. I'm really excited. 7 straight wins to start the year. 2 points clear at the top with 2 games in hand. So we're looking good for promotion, Dino.
By the way, Dino, they're now taking too many buses away from home.
Come on now.
No, it'd be nice. I always. It's sad. Like Bury dropped out the league.
Yeah.
Macclesfield, Stockport, great clubs. Like old-fashioned clubs, and then they have to break the bank to get back in the league. So I'm really pleased Rochdale are up there.
It's not easy, is it? Either one team gets guaranteed promotion out of the National League, Dino, then one team comes out of the playoffs. So once you drop down, it's just not easy to get back up. But I hope this year we can do it. And as you say, some big clubs have fallen down. Even this year we've got the likes of York in there, Scunthorpe. These are proper league clubs, so not easy at all. But in terms of the Premier League last night, that draw for Arsenal, guys, how does that affect the outright betting for the title? City, I said it yesterday, Al, if Arsenal drop points, I can see City's price collapsing.
Yeah.
They're now 9-4 from 3-1 City to win the title. Arsenal 4-11. They're under pressure, the Gunners here, aren't they?
What about just in Scotland as well? It's got to be a three-horse race. We can't discard Hearts.
No, absolutely not. No, it is a three-horse race, and it's really, really tight in the betting as well here. Celtic 11-10, Hearts 2-1, Rangers 9-4. So very little in it between those three sides. We think it's February, Alan. We've got almost a point between three teams in the betting. It's going to be a brilliant finish, isn't it, to this season?
I was going to ask Alan, John, Hearts' team, right? Have they got good players that have not come to
good players,
to light yet?
They work like mad.
Are they overachieving?
High tempo, in your face, togetherness. Really, really impressive.
So it's not a fluke.
No,
where they are now.
No, definitely not. No, they play Celtic Rangers and they get steamed in. Honestly,
Derek Adams is the manager, isn't he? Is he the manager?
Derek McInnes.
Derek McInnes.
It's Rangers versus Hearts this Sunday, Al, isn't it? So
yeah, big game. Big game.
Rangers even money favourites for that one.
I'll take a draw. No problem.
That'd be a great result, wouldn't it, for your boys? 4-9 to beat Kilmarnock. So, draw would do you nicely.
What about, John? What about racing? We've got Ascot, haven't we?
We have got Ascot tomorrow. The Ascot Chase is the feature race there. John Bon, 1-2 favourite to prevail there. We discussed it yesterday, didn't we? Which routes are going to go? I think a big performance tomorrow over this 2.5 mile, 2 mile, 5 furlongs would maybe convince connections to go for the Ryanair Chase at the festival. So big day for John Bon.
Who's he take on tomorrow? Does he take on Paul Nicholls' horse?
He does. Pictory. He's won the race for the last 2 years, Pictory, this race. No horse has done 3 consecutive victories in it, so he's looking for history. And then Winnie Canton, it's a big day for Joe Tizard, the Coral Ambassador. He's got Alexei running in the Kingwell Hurdle, and he thinks this horse is a champion hurdle contender. So if he wins tomorrow, wins well, champion hurdle will be next for him. He's 8-15 to win the Kingwell Hurdle at Wincanton. And at Haydock, inspection tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if you go into Haydock tomorrow, keep an eye on the weather forecast. Look out for that inspection.
Who's Ascot tomorrow, Steve-O or Simon?
Not sure where they're heading, actually. I think they're heading probably Ascot, I should imagine, for Steve-O tomorrow, and Simon as well. But I was thinking of going to Haydock, but I'm not quite sure. We'll see how this weather forecast plays out. It just will not stop raining, will it? I think it's rained every single day of the year so far, so I'm not sure when they're going to turn this tap off.
And it's going to be really cold up there, John. I'd be heading Ascot if I was you.
Yeah, well, you know me, I like heading up north, and if I do go there, it'll be an extra vest for me, that'll be fine, and a nice meat and potato pie, something to keep me warm in a bovril.
Nice one, John, thank you.
Cheers,
John,
guys.
he knows how to live, eh? John Hill's there from Coral. More sporting odds with Coral coming up later throughout the weekend. Right, coming up, we turn our attention to the Six Nations. Scotland against England doesn't get any better, does it? We'll find out just how difficult a game this will be for England. Is Ali working, or he could be there? I think he loves a bit of Murrayfield, doesn't he? That's coming next.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
It's coming in that Thomas Tuchel is set to stay as England boss until 2028.
Oh, well
Hold
done.
on.
New deal.
Let me work this one.
Fantastic.
How does, with a great respect, I'm not going to go at Thomas Tuchel, but the World Cup, the big test, is yet to come. How can you give him an extension?
Do you know why? Because there's so many clubs looking for a manager. Maybe they've got in touch and the FA thought, let's extend his contract. But the problem is, Al, we lose in the last 16. What are you going to do then?
Gabby,
you've got to go.
England, the manager of England.
Incredible, isn't it?
People would go on their knees to Wembley to get it.
Exactly.
So what the hell?
That sums the FA up.
Who's making these decisions?
That sums the FA up, Al. Because you beat countries that you should have been beating in the qualifiers. You've been given a new deal, maybe because Manchester United need a manager. Look at Spurs now. It's incredible, but are we surprised, Al?
Well, I'm annoyed, to be honest. It shouldn't bother me because I'm Scottish, but I'm like, who makes these things up?
Exactly.
Gabby, how far, in your opinion, your expectations in America? Yeah, we know it's going to be warm.
To heat, yeah.
England, have England got to get to a semi? Or has it been a disappointment?
I'm sick of saying that, Al, to be honest. I'm sick of saying, we get to a semi, then you know what? Thomas Tuchel to lead us into the Euros. No, we have to win it. I'm not having the conditions. I'm not having it. Like, Chelsea went and won the Club World Cup, didn't they, in the conditions? I know that wasn't the hardest of competitions to go and win, but we have to, Al.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
23 minutes to 9. That's a disgrace, you know.
What?
They're winding you up.
Wales not been on the...
Yeah, England,
Ollie.
France, Italy, Scotland, Ireland, and nothing.
Don't worry, Ollie, right? I've had this all my career. I've been called everything. Leak. I've been called a leak. Anything to do with sheep, I've been called that. So don't worry. Leaving Wales off that league table hurts me more than all of that. How come
let's
we
look
not
ahead
be
to
on
the
that?
weekend Six Nations action with Funding Circle.
Guinness Six Nations preview on talkSPORT with Funding Circle. Tackle your business goals head on with fast, fair and hassle-free finance solutions. Find out more at fundingcircle.com.
It's week 2 of the Six Nations. Scotland, oh God, I don't know after that first game. Yes, it's Calcutta weekend, Calcutta Cup, weekend. And Scotland, they need a pick-me-up here after last week's terrible loss to Italy in Rome, leaving head coach Gregor Townsend. Would he be bang under pressure? England, meanwhile, kicked off their campaign with a statement 48-7 win over Dino's Wales, who welcomed France to Cardiff. Oh, all the best. Ireland are at home to Italy. John is now to preview the action. 4-time Six Nations winner. Very good morning, James Haskell. James, morning.
Morning, James.
Morning, gang. Everyone all right?
Oh, good. James, everyone was telling me Scotland will play a big part in the Six Nations this season with the games, especially at home, France, England. But that game at the weekend against Italy, I've never seen Scotland so poor in a line-out in my life.
So I think every year is Scotland's year in the Six Nations until it's not. Every year we hear about it. No, I'm just saying. Every year they've got a fantastic team. They've got great players. They've got a good coach. Every year if they get the first victory, everyone looks very excited for the second victory. Unfortunately, this year they haven't started particularly well. I think it was a real shame. But actually, it's probably more a story about Italy, how good they were, how good they are now. That centre pairing. Brexit and Menoncello are probably one of the best centre pairings in the world. And they've just played some fantastic rugby. And actually the whole spectacle, the whole day was brilliant. And I think, look, you could hammer Scotland for lack of intent, but actually I think they're a very proud country with a lot of good, talented players. And almost you feel there's the air of laying an ambush for England because, you know, we're going up there with our heads held high, albeit against a plucky but pretty average Welsh side, you know.
But would you agree, James, that in that line-out, they were diabolical, Scotland?
Yeah, I think so. You can't hope to win in international rugby if your set piece goes badly. You know, you can have one sort of facet go poorly, maybe cut scrum penalties, but if you're not winning your own ball and you're not able to defend or deal with it, you're making your life very difficult because the margins between sides are so much smaller now that everyone is fitter, stronger, as well drilled. So if you lose five line-outs, that's 5 opportunities and you might not get them back. And against even better sides, you get severely punished.
James, my country, this morning, I got to tell you, at 5 a.m. this morning, I got greeted by Ollie, the producer. Wales, not only rugby shambles of a nation. He threw that at me. 5 o'clock this morning. And I can't put an argument up about the rugby team. I can't believe it. I was brought up in Wales. If you were asked to go into Wales now, what would you do to try and get us back on track?
Well, so I'm actually half Welsh, so I trialled for Wales under 18. So I am, you know, I love Wales. My favourite stadium to ever go and play was the Principality. So I'm very passionate. I think the rugby world needs a very strong Welsh side. The issue is, it is not unfortunately skin deep. It is down to all the organisation, the funding, the money, the players, the regions. You know, that succession rate of getting young players through, it's unfortunately needs to be torn up and start again. But there's so much heritage that it's a very difficult thing to do, you know. And I think we're looking to Dave Redding is not Dave Redding, sorry. The new head of performance over there is kind of making some good moves, but you've got to lose a side. I think you've got to bolster, you've got to make it financially stable, and you have to focus on getting the young talent through to be able to then perform for the top team. But you know, there's still some very good players in that Welsh side. It's just unfortunately takes time. And again, there's no easy games in international rugby anymore. Anybody in that top 8 of the world can beat anybody on their day, and that makes life very difficult.
James, are we already looking at, after one game, France against England in Paris. Is that the big one, the decider?
So, as a rugby player, we never trash talk. We never get very excited. English sportsmen will always talk about, look, let's wait to see what happens. I haven't looked too far ahead. But I changed it this season. I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go. Every other sport's got like trash talkers. People go, man, Henry Pollock's a shining light for England. He's got a bit of something about him. So I thought, you know what? I put my neck on the line and said England to win the Grand Slam. I think that's where we're looking. I think this side is very confident. Now, normally in sport, there is many twists and turns, peaks and troughs, and people make me want to eat my words. But I think I'm sick of Omen and Aaron. So yes, I think the game is England-France Grand Slam.
I agree. I tipped England before it, but the French, Dupont's back. But it's just not Dupont. The France are very, very good. It's going to be some game. Maybe just home advantage makes them favourites, but England have got a serious chance.
And the other thing, it weren't that long ago that Ireland were the best team.
It's getting a little bit older now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I'd just be very careful against Ireland as well, because we talked about it, in the week on my podcast. Ireland are very well coached by Andy Farrell. He very clearly stated that Ireland didn't have the intent, and actually fixing intent is probably the easiest thing to do, because that is much more down to emotion. If you have the game plan, the discipline, but you don't execute with emotion, you don't execute with physicality, you don't have that desire to beat your opposite man off the floor or have that collision, that big collision, you could actually do that emotionally in a week. Wales is more of a difficult situation, because Wales, again, you can maybe shore up a couple of things, but you can't transform the whole thing. With Ireland, when you've got an emotional deficit and they weren't up for it, really, or that's what coaches said, I think they're going to come out the doors flying. And actually, if you look at that side, they've still got some very, very talented players. So I think, while I said England to win the Grand Slam, there are so many fairy tales, and actually Scotland are not a bad side. There's loads of really good sides in here that probably just haven't started as well.
Yeah.
And let's now down to the coaches to see what they can bring out of them. Who wants it more? Who will turn up and play? Yeah,
James, enjoy, mate. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks, James.
Great weekend.
Thank you.
That was a look ahead to the Six Nations with Funding Circle.
Guinness Six Nations preview on talkSPORT with Funding Circle. Tackle your business goals head on with fast, fair and hassle-free finance solutions. Find out more at fundingcircle.com.
Coming up, we welcome the brilliant comedian and huge Forest fan, Matt Ford, to the show to talk all things Forest. And at 9 a.m, we will welcome someone who thinks he's a comedian. Not quite as funny as Matt. Ali McCoy is on the show. Ali, I wonder what Ali is the weekend. A wee bit Murrayfield. He loves it.
Surprised he's not commentating on the curling now.
Well, he'll be doing something, put it that way. Ali's on the show. Stay tuned to talkSPORT Breakfast.
You know what makes me laugh is Ali McCoy. So let's not forget the fact that he was absolute garbage in the Premier League.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
In the two high-profile times when I've accused anyone of racism or sexism, a High Court has agreed with me. A parliamentary committee has agreed with me. So, and I've got reams of evidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Of people.
You're talking about Mark Sampson and Joey Barton.
Right, but the point is, I'm not
but
the
that's
person.
the extreme end of the equation, isn't it?
What is the point?
No, but
Go on,
my
Annie.
point is, that's also replicated online. So there's reams and reams of evidence of people online.
But you did it to me. You
I
tell me.
apologise for
No,
that
I don't have a
because
problem with it because it's your opinion. You said to me, about me that I'm a sexist.
No,
I don't think I am. I think I have a strident opinion. I have a daughter.
I think you pander to an audience.
Yeah, and that in itself
I think you
could be considered to be something that people would. I could be robust in my rejection of it. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it, and I like you should do. I only take the value of a people's opinion from someone whose opinion I respect.
Yeah.
Your opinion isn't relevant to me, and my opinion, to some extent, shouldn't be relevant to you. And if you are strong in the views that you have, I admire you for having the strength of them. But everything that you seem to portray in life seems to be that every disadvantage that you have is because either you're a woman or because you're black, and it's got nothing to do with your contribution to the equation and the way that people perceive you.
I'll always take responsibility if I think I've done something wrong. I'm the first person to apologise if I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or that went the wrong way. You can find multiple examples of me apologising, but there is a reality that I do suffer sometimes a disadvantage because people abuse me for my identity. They don't actually focus on, I don't think she's a good person or good pundit because of X, Y, Z. They go into attacking your identity. Those are two different things.
Okay, 10 minutes to 9 o'clock this Friday on talkSPORT. talkSPORT Breakfast with Dino, the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. Matt Ford and Tim Vine. They speak to former USA goalkeeper Brad Friedel all about how the hosts are preparing ahead of the World Cup this summer.
I hope for 30 days it's just all about the football.
I mean, he's going to be at the final, isn't he?
Of course he is.
And I want to say, I think it's very sad that Bert, he used to play in golf for America, and now look at him. He's got a British passport. The guy's a total traitor. And he lives in the Bahamas in an all-inclusive, and he sits there getting his free breakfast. And he used to love America, and now he doesn't, and I think it's very sad.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with loving America or not. It's just.
I think he'll want to ref it, won't he? He'll want to ref the final. That would be.
Well, okay, let's.
He'll be handing over the trophy, won't he? At the very least.
I found the I mean, listen, if he hands over the trophy, it's fine. I got no problem with that. If that happens in most countries.
Brad Friedel there. I've not seen Brad for a few years.
My mate Brad, I played with him, Galatasaray.
Oh, did you?
And I was his coach at Blackburn, yeah.
All right, okay.
I went round his apartment it was in Istanbul, right? I went round Brad's apartment. Coming in, he goes, wait, I'll be there, I'll be ready in a minute. And there's all bits of paper everywhere, little bits of white paper. And he's wrote things on the paper like glove contract, and he's left bits of paper everywhere. He's got like ADHD, Brad. Yeah,
Post-it notes.
Yeah, like everywhere around his house. I was, what's all this? He goes, no, I forget if I don't keep looking at it. What a goalkeeper! Great lad, great goalkeeper.
But he's a little bit A Beautiful Mind.
Oh,
Brad.
yeah.
That was all the
good movie. Brad Friedel there on How to Win the World Cup, available now wherever you get your podcast from. Pleased to say alongside us now in studio, the host of How to Win the World Cup podcast, a man who'll surely be in turmoil right now with the state of his club. Oh dear. A very good morning to comedian and big Forest fan, Matt Ford. Matt, very good morning.
Morning, Matt.
Good morning, fellas.
Morning.
Interesting times.
Oh.
It's never boring at Forest. No. Football's meant to entertain people, and I think our owner is really committed to that as an ethos.
Yeah.
It is the sheer drama of football that we all know and love.
So when do you think they'll make this decision?
And how long? I've got no idea anymore.
The next few games have got pretty... I know they're all tough in that division, but is it looking half decent chances or not?
I mean, I don't know if you watched the Wolves game. I've never seen anything like it, where you could have 35 chances and the ball just won't go in.
Living on target, I think.
It was... within about half an hour, I just thought we're not going to score. You could just sort of sense that it wasn't going to happen.
We'll be out here all night and still not score.
Yeah, and it's sad because mainly for the club. Last year we had a great season. We finally get back into Europe, and then this season really has been
terrible,
very difficult. Really sad for Sean Dyche and Wone and Steve Stone, who are really close to the club and really good people. And I thought they were delivering enough from that set of players in the state that they were in to keep us up. I thought they'd shown enough beating Liverpool, beating Spurs.
Do you think Sean's had a big bust up with the chairman? Or because, listen, the results weren't that bad, were they?
No, I didn't think so, but who knows? I mean, modern football is chaos, and trying to apply logic to it, as a fan, I just think it's almost impossible. We never really know what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, he's had 18 games, right? 6 wins, 4 draws, 8 defeats. So that over a season, that gets you 46 points, averaging.
So not relegation.
So no, and it's only because West Ham have started picking up that now it looks... I have to say, though, when you look at the league table, it doesn't look good. 17th.
No, but obviously he took... The reason why I feel sorry for Sean Dyche is he took over when we were in a mess. He's the third manager we had this season, and yet he's now accountable for the situation we're in, when actually he'd already taken over a mess, and he's trying to get something out of those legs. He delivered some great results and some really strong performances. I mean, obviously a lot of the time it was very frustrating as well, and he clearly shared that frustration on behalf of the fans. I just hope we stay up is the main thing. So as a fan, just whatever works. That the priority is keeping Forest in the Premier League. So hopefully this new guy, if it's Pereira, it looks like he kept Wolves up. If he keeps us up, then it's job done, isn't it? That's the main thing.
He never won a game this season, did he? With Wolves. I mean, did he not win one game? I don't think he won a game, did he?
Well, then he's due a win, isn't he? This is the wonderful logic. Probability dictates that the wins will now roll in for Forest. Hopefully, I mean, it's just very difficult from a fan's perspective. It's very tough because.
Matt, talk to me. Move on, because
thank you.
Depressed with the.
Oh no, I feel so sad.
You're on tour and the podcast, yeah?
Yes, I was in Tunbridge Wells last night. Daft to promote a gig that's already happened, but I'm playing London Bloomsbury Theatre on Saturday night. I'm doing 3 nights there over the course of the tour. I'm going. Is
that a solo tour?
It is, yeah, me on my own.
Wow.
An hour of impressions and comedy and stuff about my health, and a little bit of Forest stuff in there. And I'm going to Salford and Leeds and loads, Nottingham Theatre Royal. And then the podcast I'm doing for talkSPORT is called How to Win the World Cup, which is a weekly show. And we each week, with people like Brad Friedel, Stuart Pearce, Kleberson, Emmanuel Petit, and a load of comedians, go through a different discipline that is crucial to winning. So whether it's mindset, managers, having a maverick player.
Petit. He says,
"Oh man," and he is deep. He's got he contains multitudes. He's a spiritual man. You get more out of him than you might sort of presume on a first meeting. So
what about cheating, like Maradona?
That's a really good point. Cheating.
Have you covered cheating?
Drugs. We should go into that, actually. We should go into performance-enhancing substances.
So it's all about Maradona, then.
Bribery, corruption. These are the real ways to win the World Cup. Maybe that's the way the series will go.
And Tim Vine is a massive Sutton fan.
That's right.
I seen him, in the director's box, and he come over and said, "Is he a director there?"
I don't know. I know he's a big fan of Sutton.
He's a big fan. He's there every game, isn't he?
He's class,
when
man.
he can be. Yeah.
I mean, whenever anyone asks you your favourite joke, all I can remember is Tim Vine ones. And the one that always comes to mind is, and it's quite dated now, but all tennis players are witches. Look at Goran. Even he's a witch. I think about that joke at least once a week. I think it's such a great joke. Yeah. He's a genius. So he's there as well. We've got Tim Vine, Lloyd Griffith, Alex Brooker. So it's a really good mix of comedians. And
what about when he walks on stage with an axe in his head? He's got a hat on, which is the shape of an axe, and he goes, "I got a splitting headache." And he takes the hat off and he puts another one on with a saw on it, and he went, "It's really sore."
He is a genius. Yeah. So it's
that sounds a bit Tommy Cooperish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit Tommy Cooper.
He's very Tommy Cooper. So it's a mix of, genuine insight from people who've actually won the World Cup and have played in World Cup finals and semi-finals, and, morons like me.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Cheers, fellas.
Nice to meet you.
Weekend. Good luck with Forest. Coming up, we turn attention to a huge weekend of Scottish Premier action. Hearts against Rangers. Ali McCoy is back with us ahead of that one.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
What happened?
Candy. Listen.
Mo, what happened?
Listen. We still gotta go. We still can do the double, Candy. The cups.
Now, what happened yesterday, though? What happened yesterday?
To win.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Yes, what is on? Listen, yesterday's game, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, Candy.
No, I don't want to talk about it. No, that's what we're talking about.
What is on? Listen, we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about tomorrow's match.
No. Here's what we're talking about. What happened yesterday?
Candy.
Yep.
Candy.
Yep.
Come on, Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
Yeah, what happened yesterday, man?
I've said this all the time to you, every single time. I keep repeating myself. Liverpool have been done by VAR so many times, it's unreal.
You lost 2-1.
The referee was shocking, Candy.
You lost 2-1.
And do you know what, Candy? Yesterday, it wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise. I mean, our team turned up in the second half. We were just absolutely superb. The boys were absolutely superb.
You conceded 2 goals.
Candy, what are you on about now? Candy.
Mo, you conceded 2.
Listen, Jimmy G, you can't say anything, yeah? you cannot talk. You've got no room to talk.
You can't be blaming VAR, mate. You can't be blaming VAR.
I mean, Jimmy G, listen, your captain got sent off. He just done it deliberately.
Football fans all have stadiums we love. But do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs have been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham, because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2 metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
9:05. Good morning, talkSPORT breakfast. Me, Alan Brazil, Dean Saunders and Arnold Clark's real sale. Your last chance, by the way, to save big on your next car. The sale ends on the 16th of February. Brilliant show we've had this morning. Here's some of the best bits you might have missed. Legendary football manager Big Sam Allardyce, had his say on the Sean Dyche sacking after reports emerged that the players were unhappy with training methods and playing style.
If owners are starting listening to players about what training's like and what they're doing, we might as well all pack in as managers or coaches, because players are the first to show their disagreement if this isn't right or that's not right. I mean, I know people talk about the style of play. I mean, that is important, of course. Entertainment and style of play is important, of course, but that comes after winning first if you're down at the bottom and struggling a little bit.
Sam Allardyce there. And six-time Six Nations winner James Haskell explained how on earth he'd sort out Welsh rugby.
I'm very passionate. I think the rugby world needs a very strong Welsh side. The issue is, it is not, unfortunately, skin deep. It is down to all the organisation, the funding, the money, the players, the regions, that succession rate of getting young players through. It unfortunately needs to be torn up and start again. But there's so much heritage that it's a very difficult thing to do.
Okay, don't worry. There's still lots to come between now and 10 a.m. We'll look ahead to the weekend's FA Cup matches with tiny Sam Matterface, with Kirsty the commentator and relationship expert Charlene Douglas will be right here in the studio to give us some much needed
I hope she wasn't
Valentine's Day
listening at
tips.
6 a.m.
All that and more. But now it's time for a bit. Oh no.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than
That
I've
can
seen
only
it
mean
all.
one man ahead of a huge game this weekend against the Jambos at Ibrox. John is now Rangers legend, general superstar, Ali McCoy's. Alistair, good morning.
Morning, Ali.
Boys, a very good morning, lads. Listen, before we get any further, never mind Rangers' hearts. I hope you two have got your notebooks and your pens ready for Charlene coming in. You've got a lot to write down, you two.
Hey, Ali, I've just seen it all now. This is a new one on me. Scotland are playing Italy at curling, right? And one of them has got an energy gel out in between. I've seen it all.
Dino, is that hair curling?
It's a marginal gain.
Oh, by the way, we're getting gubbed at that as well. What about, before we get into football, what about last week in Italy? Dear, oh dear, the rugby, honestly.
Terrible.
We might as well have wee Stewie in the line out. That was a joke.
Oh, I know, mate. I know. I heard you press James Haskell, who I felt showed a remarkable amount of sympathy when he probably never felt any. But no, we were hopeless. Alan, I thought the conditions were diabolical, but
that normally suits us.
I know. We were really poor, weren't we? So, it's a big ask tomorrow because England are absolutely flying at the moment. So,
Are you going or are
fingers
you
crossed.
working?
Say that again, pal.
Are you going or are you working?
Is it the
No, I'm working. FA Cup game tomorrow. I'm at Anfield tomorrow, Liverpool Brighton tomorrow night. So, I'm looking forward to that. Enjoyed the game last night, boys. The Brentford flying, eh?
Well, I thought they played well, Ali. I don't know about you. And Kelleher's save in injury time off Martinelli, if you watch it again, it's an unbelievable save. He's going the wrong way, sticks his arm
Left
out. And Thiago's had a chance the other end just before it, so good game.
Dino, here's one for you. You're absolutely right. A fantastic save. But I think Martinelli taking the touch allows him to get closer. Surely you're hitting that first time in your right foot.
Talking to Alan about players who come up from the lower leagues and can't score in the Premier League, and he makes you realise the goalkeepers are better.
Yeah.
You know that he's anticipated, by the way, that it's going across him. And you're right, he did have a touch, but you're never right unless it goes in, are you?
No. Hey, Ali, where are we now with the Premiership with the Arsenal? Are they going to blow this? What do you reckon?
No, I don't think they will. I mean, City, couple of great results, particularly the one at Anfield, lads. But I'm not sure City are playing that well. And it was a brilliant result against Liverpool. Of course it was. But see, if you look at it, I think absolutely Liverpool played as well as they've played in a long time in the second half. The important thing, as we all know, was the 3 points, and you're right, City got them. I still think Arsenal will be okay. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, guys, is a draw at Brentford, who are absolutely flying at the moment, is that a bad result? Not really.
No. The next 3 games coming up: Arsenal,
Wolves,
Spurs,
Chelsea.
And Chelsea. So it's you never know.
You sound as though you're doubting them a little bit, Al.
I just think it's going to be really tight. I do.
Yeah.
I think there's still a few twists and turns.
I think they've got the depth, Ali. If they get injuries to key players, the subs coming on are better than the players on the pitch.
Well, Dino, I've gone on record as saying it might just be the best squad I've ever seen in English football. There you are.
Yeah, I agree
I'm not necessarily saying it's the greatest team. That was obviously up for debate. But in terms of the 22 that they've got, can you ever remember a stronger squad anywhere?
No. By the way, Ali, are you have your car been clamped? You getting your car out the pound there behind? Look, where are you? In a car park?
No, I'm just back home. I took the wee man to
That's
school.
his
I've
garage.
just dropped him off.
Is that your house?
That's his car park in his garage. He's
God.
17 cars.
Have you got your own petrol station?
And they one of Arnold Clark's sales finishing. Look, he's got half of them on his forecourt. What do you make of Ibrox then? This is a big one.
What a game. What a game, lads. Do you know, and that's another one. I mean, you boys did your usual. Al, you scored in the 184th minute of the game. Congratulations to get your winner. Fantastic, mate. Rangers lost one in the 90th minute, which was a major disappointment.
Not
But
fit enough.
listen,
Not fit enough.
well, do you know what I said to you, Alan? Again, I'm looking at Arsenal's result at Brentford. Yes, there's disappointment for Rangers at Motherwell, but is it a bad result? When you saw what Motherwell did to Celtic, you saw what Motherwell are doing to most teams at this moment in time. A draw at
Was that with 10 men by any chance?
It was. They lost a man midway
Oh.
through the second half. But I'll tell you right now, any team going to Motherwell, you probably are settling for a point at this moment in time. Because I've told you, Alan, Dino, I think they're playing the best football in the country at the moment. But the game at the weekend, Rangers Hearts, dear me, what a game.
How do you see this, Ali? You know, Celtic, they made Celtic favourites again, I think, just. It's so tight.
I think it's nearly impossible to call, Alan. See, the lovely thing about it, which is obviously the difference down in England, and what makes it harder to predict for us boys, Alan, Dino, is the fact that the split comes and you've got to play each other again anyway. So you know you've got another 4 or 5, 6 head-to-head games, which will be really difficult to call. I mean, Rangers got to play Celtic twice, Hearts twice, and things like that. So it's extremely difficult to call. I think they probably made Hearts, Celtic favourites just at this moment in time, because you look at the game at the weekend and something's got to give with the Rangers Hearts game. So I get that. But it wouldn't surprise me again Monday morning. We've got Simon or Steve on. You know, and whoever wins the Rangers Hearts game could be favourites. It's so tight, Alan. I've got to say, it's actually great. We're really
We've got
enjoying
to
it.
hold our hands up and say, Hearts and your mate Derek,
Brilliant.
what a job they've done. Brilliant.
Fantastic. And you know something? There are a couple of things that went against them. I think they get 3 men sent off in about the last 5 or 6 games. And I think the St Mirren game cost them. Apart from that, they managed to win games. They've had key players out. Shanklin, a couple of boys in the middle of the park. And they've just kept going. And there was a real sort of sign in that Hearts game, a real message sent out in the Hibs game. Again, when they scored late on. That's the 2 games at home. I think they've scored really late in the derby to win the game. I think Halkett get the winner against Hibs earlier on in the season. And then they get the winner again in the 89th minute against Hibs. And that's massive. You know what it's like, boys, to win games, really important games in the last 2 or 3 minutes. So credit to Hearts. Derek's doing a fantastic job. Knew he would. Good coach, good manager, knows his way about. So, no real surprise.
And the rumours flying about Roberto Martinez end of the season.
What do you think?
I like Roberto.
So do I.
I shared a flight when I'm on the way to Brazil, I think it was, chatting away to his wife. She's a Glasgow girl, isn't she? So
Motherwell, I think.
Yeah.
I think they met when you'll know Roberto was up and had a period at Motherwell when he played, and that's right. So I mean, it's an area he knows. It wouldn't be unaccustomed to him, and maybe his wife wants to come home for a couple of years. You know what I mean? So
I like him a lot. Yeah.
So do I.
Ali, just a quick one I wanted to ask you. You know, you've been commentating on lots and lots of games this season, and you know when you're at the stadium and you can see the whole pitch on the TV. We can only see what the camera's pointing at.
Correct.
It's a different game when you're there. Who's the best team you've seen this season?
Oh, there's a shout. Best team? Probably Arsenal. Do you know that, Dino? I mean, they look as though they're really, really strong in all areas. I know we talk about them defensively, generally speaking, and the 2 centre-backs, I know they went together last night, but defensively and the goalkeeper, 2 centre-backs and the goalkeeper, and I think they've just had great players in key areas all over the place. I mean, Declan Rice, for me, I thought again last night he was outstanding.
Yeah.
Rice in the middle of the park, 2 centre-backs, the goalkeeper. The spine of the team, Dino. I mean, been really lucky, mate. Seen some fantastic games, some brilliant games, but I think in terms of at this moment in time in terms of the consistency. And I know a lot of people say they're not really easy in the eye, Arsenal. You know, they'll grind things out and all that. But there's something about that, you know, that I admire as well. You know, you know what you're going to get with Arsenal, really. You know, they might struggle a little bit sometimes in front of goal, but generally speaking, you know what you're going to get, mate.
Yeah. Ali, one last one. The Chunk's been at it. He's been having a go at you, which I think is bang out of order. And I really think you should have the right to reply. Have a listen to this numpty.
You know what makes me laugh is Ali McCoist. Let's not forget the fact that he was absolute garbage in the Premier League.
I told him, don't start
Ali,
arguments you can't win.
Can you believe that from Gunter Netzer?
Do you know something? Hey, Dino, see if you strip it all away. He's got a point, actually.
No, Ali, you never seen him at Molineux when he had his braces stuck in the net. He couldn't get over the halfway line. He used to run over the halfway line and go backwards. He had a piano on his back. He's having a go at Ali McCoist, MBE, OBE, MFI. And Jamie's having a go at you. It's out of order.
Do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to start listening to that show he's on at 3 in the morning. I'm going to have to set my alarm and listen to it. That's what I'm going to have to do, lads.
Hey, I'm on that one.
You're not sleeping too well.
I'm on that one. So you're Dino, I forgot.
Ali, listen, have a great weekend, eh?
You too, boys.
Cheers, Ali.
Great to see
Nice
you.
one, Ali McCoist there from, look, Arnold Clark, his back garden. Unbelievable. He has about 22
Ali there.
cars.
Class. He didn't bite back, did he?
No.
He could have said anything. He could have mentioned Jamie's show on Netflix, but he never. But I like Jamie. What are you starting an argument you can't win?
I've no idea.
Ali McCoist is a shambles.
Sunday was just shaking his head. What are you doing, Jamie?
Yeah.
Sharp. What are you doing? Coming up next, little Sam Matterface will be here for Curse of the Commentator.
Legendary retired referee Dermot Gallagher joins us here on the show. How are we, Dermot?
Hi, Majestic. Hi, Al.
Hi, Dermot. Listen, let's just get your thoughts off that straight off the bat. We don't want to ask you no questions. You're the ref. Tell us what you saw.
I have to say, I get what Alan says, and I think lots and lots of people will say, you know, give the goal. It keeps 11 against 11. It keeps everybody happy. But when you look at it, there's no doubt whatsoever Szoboszlai is fouled, and by Haaland fouling him, he will argue that stopped him clearing the ball off the line. But you go back, the only reason Szoboszlai gets that far back is because he actually hauls Haaland back. That's the first foul. So I don't think Craig... I think Craig has tried to play advantage because he thinks it'll be a goal.
Definitely, Dermot. He's played advantage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played advantage. And bear in mind, Al, that he can always bring that back if it goes wrong. So...
but if you go to the second part, right, where Haaland fouls him, right, but the ball's gone in the net, so why didn't he play advantage there as well?
Well, he can't play an advantage for foul on Szoboszlai, can he? Because if the ball's in the net, the game, it's terminated, isn't it? That moves over. But if you actually look, that ball's not in the net when he pulls Szoboszlai back. And the problem there, Al, is that once.
Right, here we go. After a busy week of Premier League action, the FA Cup fourth round is upon us. So let's preview some of the games across the talkSPORT network with Little Sam.
And it just don't matter now. 'Cause little by little, gave you everything you ever dreamed of. Little by little, the wheels of your life, they're slowly falling off. Little by little.
Now, I think we've got to stop this because you're getting stopped at the grounds now. All right, Little Sam?
I was at Brentford last night, bumped into Barry and his mate, and they said, "Oh, you're not as small as I thought you were." I was in a cab actually on the way to Aston Villa the other week, and the geezer went to me, "But I thought you were a lot smaller than that," from what Alan says on a Friday. So you know, it's doing the rounds. It's doing the rounds. I don't mind it. It's good. It's good that you've highlighted my height because people are correcting you.
But
I'm bigger than Dino.
If I was you, I'd go to HR. It's midgetism. You can't.
No, but it takes you another 2 hours to get to the ground on stilts, doesn't it? Good morning to talkSPORT Chief Football Commentator Sam Maraface. Sam, what have you been up to this week?
I've had a great week, actually. I went to, where did I go on Tuesday night? I was at Tottenham. It was a good game, actually. Tottenham-Newcastle. Obviously, Thomas Frank has been relieved of his duties since then. Wednesday night, I watched Manchester...
Fair result or not?
Yeah, Newcastle were the better team, I think, over the course of the 90 minutes. Manchester City absolutely suffocated Fulham on Wednesday night when I was there, and that looked ominous to me, mainly because defensively, with Gay and Diaz together, dear, frightening. And last night, I was at Brentford versus Arsenal, and, Arsenal didn't have enough, did they? Brentford were brilliant.
Is he hold off at half-time?
Yeah, which is a bit of a worry because it was the first time he'd started in 9 Premier League games, and then to have been given the opportunity, as he was last night, and not take it. I think
Sam, how do you see it now? Are Arsenal going to blow this, or do you think they'll hang on?
Well, look, do you know what? It should be like this, right? It's a title race. You shouldn't be... We've had too many of these processions over the course of the last few years, so it's nice that it's not going to be like that. They are going to keep going at each other. Manchester City are not Manchester City from 2 or 3 years ago. But Arsenal, with Arsenal being the way they are, they might not need to be. Arsenal have been very good at plotting their way through the season. They haven't got very many tough fixtures left, Arsenal. So that big one between the two of them at the Etihad at the end of April is going to be massive.
What about Haaland? Oh, sorry, do you know?
I was just going to say, do you think Aston Villa can slide in the back door without anybody noticing?
No, I don't think so. I mean, what are they?
7 points.
7 points behind. Yeah. Possibly not. Look, I think they've been brilliant, by the way. And they've got a big game this weekend against Newcastle in the Cup. Which I'm going to actually on Saturday night. It's tough for them. They haven't really got the squad that the other two have got in terms of depth. They have one of the two things go wrong, but the manager's done a brilliant job there. Fantastic. You never know. Anything can happen. I'd still be favouriting Arsenal at this stage. But Man City are coming.
It's time to play a predictor game. Of course, it's the fantastic Curse of the Commentator.
Put a spell on you.
Cause
you're mine.
Good that, Al. Good voice you got. You got that note perfect, that. Didn't he, Sam?
Well, I've been doing it 26 years. It was, bit of practice, isn't it?
I've heard you singing. You've never been that good.
Right, a quick reminder of the rules, and here we go. It's pretty simple. Dean and Sam both have 20 seconds to give us predictions for 3 games across the talkSPORT network this weekend. For each match, they get 1 point for a correct result, 3 points, make it 3. 3 points for a correct score, and a 1 point bonus for naming a goal scorer. The scores after a close round last week now sit 23-23.
Tight, isn't it? Can you imagine what the scores would be if you included the ones for the whole season?
Oh, God, it's like a stuck record, isn't it? Dear, oh, dear. First up, Sam, you can go first. First up, Liam Rossinia's Chelsea. They travel to face his former side, Hull City. Amazing, isn't it? And it's live on talkSPORT. Your prediction, please.
Okay, so look, he did really well at Hull, was relieved of his duties after missing out on the playoffs. We're going to hear from their chairman, actually, on our show after 11 o'clock this morning to talk about that. He's done a good job, I think. 7 wins in 10 games at Chelsea. They need to go there and win. Then they've got to get in the hat for the next round. I don't think it's going to be easy because this whole team are finding ways to win matches and making life difficult for teams in the championship. They're at the top end of the championship as well.
Yeah.
You know, they could end up putting a run together and getting promoted.
Which is brilliant for Hull.
Great for Hull. Great for Hull. I think it'll be tight. I'm going to go 3-1 Chelsea. And I will go goal score's going to be difficult because I don't know who's going to play. So I will go Pedro Neto.
Neto, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Dino, 20 seconds starting now. mate.
Proper banana skin this. Hull riding high in the championship. This is going to be a really good game, close game. I'm going to say Chelsea will win it late on. And I'm going to say Palmer will come off the bench. He won't start him and score the winner.
And the score?
1-0.
1-0,
1-0
really?
Chelsea.
That, interesting. All right, Dino, you can go first. Next up. So our next game is struggling Burton Albion. They take on West Ham on Saturday lunchtime live on talkSPORT. It's an interesting one, this. Who do West Ham, what sort of side do they play? So, Dino, you're first up, 30 seconds.
Yeah, tough game for West Ham because obviously staying in the Premiership is the main object, and getting players injured in this game won't help at all. So they could go to Burton with the wrong attitude, and Burton could do them. I'm going to say Burton 2, West Ham 1.
Ooh!
And I don't know who's going to score because I don't know any of their players.
Well, we need a player. We need a player.
Ollie, give me a player. Lofthouse, what a player he is.
We'll come back to that. And that chucked it a while ago. We'll come back to that later. Right, Sam, 20 seconds.
I did Burton earlier in the competition. They played Bracknell, and they just about got over the line there because they were a little bit more physical. They're a full-time team. Bracknell weren't. They've been struggling at the bottom of League One. They played Port Vale last week. They drew 2-2. They were behind in that game. Port Vale, the worst team in League One. So, look, I can't see an upset here, even though West Ham will probably make a lot of changes. I do think it'll be tight. I'm going to go 2-1 to West Ham, and I will go... do you know what? I think they'll play Jared Bowen, so I'm going to go Jared Bowen.
Right. We got our Burton player, guys.
Lucas
Lofthouse. Yeah, I could have.
Oh, you're going Lofthouse. All right.
took the
Okay.
easy
Lucas
option
Aitken's
there.
still there?
Eh?
Lucas Aitkins, is he still there? Is he still there, Lucas Aitkins?
I couldn't tell you more than a couple of Burton players. Right, here we go. Final one. Who's going to go first? Dino, I'll let you go first.
Arsenal, Wigan.
All right. Sunday afternoon, Wigan travel to Arsenal, don't they? So
Okay.
this is going to be really, really tough. Arsenal must have the luxury of, making a few changes. I wonder if Eze will start again. We'll see. Dino, your prediction, please.
I think with Arsenal's squad, he can put out a team which could roll Wigan over properly. And I'm going to say Jesus is going to start the game, probably. And he will score a hat-trick. Arsenal 4-0.
Really? 4? And Jesus hat-trick.
Jesus hat-trick. Havertz will get the other one.
Interesting. Sam?
I did them in the last round against Portsmouth, and they took a little while to warm up, but you're right, they made 10 changes for that game. They absolutely showed their strength. I think they'll win this one 3-0. Glenn Whelan's in temporary charge of Wigan. They sacked Ryan Lowe last week, so they don't have a manager at the moment, Wigan. So I'm going to go 3-0 Arsenal, and I'm going to go Gabriel Martinelli.
And he could have won it last night, couldn't he?
Yes, he could have done. But it was a great save, by the way. Queven deserves a lot of credit for that because he stretched his arm out. It was the inside of his forearm. It was a brilliant save. Great match.
Anticipation.
Yeah, good. He's a good goalie.
Sam, have a great weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you
Sam.
very,
Nice to see
very
you.
much.
I'll
wrap
see you
up well. Ooh, it's going to be a cold one.
Yeah, I've got
Thank
Hull
you.
tonight. It's going to be very cold up there.
Sam Mataface there. Right, that was Curse of the Commentator. Coming up 9:32.
Did you think that the Super Bowl would get such a thumping up against the Premier League offering of Liverpool Manchester City? I thought it would be much, much closer. You're talking about a difference of 500 million.
You are. But you're talking about, I mean, I've had this argument with Brian T. Smith, who comes in, who I very much like, and makes the case that the Champions League final, I'd say, dwarfs the Super Bowl, and he makes his argument about scale. It makes my argument. Of course it makes my argument. But then you have to look back underneath it and say, this is a worldwide global audience that's watching the Premier League, watching arguably the biggest game in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And you've got multitude of broadcast deals around the world for a global sport. Ostensibly, despite inroads into various countries where you've had the NFL on tour and it's made its way into Germany and it's made its way into Poland and it's made its way into the UK, it's a North American sport. And so I'd be fascinated to see, outside of the North American broadcasting numbers, how many of the 220 million people that watched it were outside of North America.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to wager you that well, clearly it's obvious because the population of this country is only 70 million, that 90%, 95% of the people that watched the Premier League game between Liverpool and Man City was around the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when the NFL gets its act together, which it's trying to do, and makes this a global sport, and makes it a participation sport and a viewing sport in all the four-flung corners of the globe, it'll have numbers that are substantial. And 220 million people watching it, if I'm right in my thinking, 90% of that will be in North America. That's 50% of the population of America, North America, watching a sports contest.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, this curling's really getting, believe it or not. Italy just leading Great Britain. It's a tight match. Seventh day, day 7 of the Winter Games in beautiful Milano Cortina. Great Britain are still yet to claim a medal. Home nation Italy currently leading the way on 17 medals, but Norway have the most gold, 7. So what should we be looking for today? John is now to answer that question. Former Team GB Taekwondo star. Taekwondo star and now Winter Games reporter. A very good morning to Lutar Low Mohammed. Lutar, very good morning.
Morning, Lutar.
Good morning to you.
I can't take my eyes off this game going on. I think it's live. I don't think it's a recording, I hope. But at the moment, Italy 5, GB 4, and it's so tight. It's a great game.
Oh my gosh! Wow. So I'm not at that game, but I heard it's wicked. I'm at Navilla, so right now we've got Team GB Charlotte Banks trying to qualify for the final in the snowboard cross.
All right. What about so far then? I'm just a little bit, I'll be honest with you, I know we're not an alpine nation really, but not to have one medal so far, come on, we're better than that, surely.
You know what? We've had a lot of really close calls. I mean, Mia Brooks coming fourth. We've had Kirsty just missing out in the final. It can feel a bit disappointing, but it does feel like it's coming. It feels like we've got a gold medal coming in the skeleton later on tonight, that's for sure. And I think we're going to get something on the slopes here.
And by the way, looking behind you, it looks absolutely stunning. Good snow, blue sky, beautiful.
No, honestly, I've had worse gigs. It's absolutely gorgeous here. When you just see the mountains in the background, it's absolutely majestic. It really has that Olympic feeling as well. The whole town's come out, so there's parties going on, music playing. Everyone's up for this Olympics, and it's a really, really cool place to be.
Yeah, so is this your first Winter Olympics reporting?
It is my first Winter Olympics, and honestly, as you mentioned there, I'm a taekwondo athlete, so I'm used to being indoors, in the warmth, in the summertime, so this is a little bit of a change of scene, but I'm absolutely loving it. The vibe is great. What I love about the Winter Olympics, it feels a bit less tense than the Summer Games. A lot of the ladies here especially, they're all friends. They'll be going up in the ski lifts, high-fiving each other, hugging. And to me, that's a little bit foreign, I really wanted to beat my competitors, you know what I mean? But they are. It's a really nice vibe. They're all about that snowboard, that ski life, and they all love it. I mean, they're happy just going down a mountain regardless, so a medal's just a bonus.
Nice one. Listen, I'm going to get back to the curling. It looks absolutely stunning behind you, by the way. And I hope you're right about the skeleton. We need some medals, and a gold would be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy, mate. Thank you. Look at that. It looks stunning, doesn't it?
Lovely, yeah. Do you know, I've never been skiing. Ever.
Dino, it's beautiful. Like, you like your exercise. I'm telling you now, it's one of the best holidays, if not the best you can have. And you don't need to be able to ski, but if you can ski, it's an added bonus, because all the best restaurants are on the mountains, mainly. And to have a bit of exercise, fresh air, beautiful views, and then stop for some, a lot of the food is cheesy, tartlet. There's loads, fondue, and you're starving because you're out in the cold, fresh air, and you're exercising. And you sit down or something, it's beautiful. Absolutely, it's expensive, but it's beautiful.
I can't help it, and it sounds a bit morbid, but when I think of me skiing down a slope with my knees...
Oh, no, yeah.
All I can see is an air ambulance coming to get me off the slope. I've done my ACL or done something.
Yeah, but it's like anything else, you take your time, you build up to it, you get your training in, you build your legs up before you go. It's wonderful. And if you're sensible, you've got to be sensible, because it is dangerous at times. But great. And the weather there looks just magnificent. Right, you can watch every moment of the Winter Games Milano Cortina 2026 live on TNT Sport and Discovery Plus from the 6th to the 22nd of February. Right, it's time now for this.
Saunders saw the goalkeeper off his line. Oh, a glorious goal.
Oh, I'll tell you who it was. Who's the fitness? Bo Wicks. Diamonds are forever.
Amsterdam, first thing that comes into your head, bikes. I've never seen so many bikes in all my life.
Hi, Tom.
Good evening, how are you guys?
That's not Tom. What's your name?
My name's Tom.
Oh, is it? Oh, Tom. How old are you, Kingsley? 7. Who do you want to play for in the future?
Birmingham.
I hope Santa doesn't bring you any presents. No, I'm joking.
Tino,
I'm terrible.
you grits.
Diamonds are forever. Sparkling
Cut that
round
out, by
my
the way.
little finger.
Edited it.
Unlike
but,
men, the
You know,
diamonds
you're
linger.
the only Welshman that can't sing.
Diamonds are forever.
I know. But when I sang that song, Diamonds Are Forever, like that, I was just in the studio messing about. I didn't realise they were recording me.
No, they do that all the time to me. All the time.
Otherwise, I would
Shocking.
have put my proper singing voice on.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Lovely boy.
Better than that. Yes, my lovely boy. Remember that?
9:44. Yes, it's time for our expert pundit Dino Saunders to give his flowers to those who deserve it this Valentine's Day. Dino, who gets it?
My 3 diamonds.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in no particular order. Florian Wirtz at Liverpool
Yeah.
was on the brink of becoming a dud signing.
Yeah.
And he's fought his way out of it. He's kept at it. The manager stuck with him. And he's now showing the class.
Everyone I asked, they said, "Oh no, this is a top player."
proper player.
I went, "Well, I can't see it." They said, "No, just wait. He's a top player."
And he'd done an interview on the TV the other day. I can't remember whether it was Ekitike stood next to him. And Ekitike said, he told me he's going to make me so many assists, I won't believe.
Mm.
And I thought, well, he must have said that. And he enjoys putting people in on goal. And if you notice, any of the silky little play Liverpool have around the box, he's involved in it.
Yeah. He finds
Anyway, he's
little
playing
holes,
well.
stuffs in little pockets. Who else?
Number 2, Keith Andrews at
right,
Brentford. Everybody thought, why are you appointing him? He's a set-piece coach. He's got no experience. Thomas Frank, 7 years at the club. Took him done brilliant, Thomas Frank. And then he took over and we thought they've lost their best players and Bomo's gone. And Wizzer's gone. And he's kept the ship going in the right direction. In fact, they're a team now that you don't want to play against.
Yeah.
Which is even better. He's got them fighting, working, good at set plays. And they're all together. So Keith Andrews, well done.
Yeah.
Because you get sacked easy, so you got to do, when you get credit, take it on the back, pat on the back.
Yeah.
And number 3, Alan Brazil.
What?
Alan Brazil, I'm going to give it to you because you've come in this morning, right, at 5 to 6, done your preparation for 6 o'clock. And I asked you the question, Alan, are you fit for Cheltenham? As if you were one of my players. I want a straight answer off you. And I looked in your eyes and you said, I'm fit. And you'll be player manager, chairman, and you will be at Cheltenham this year. And under no circumstances are you going to miss it. So I'm going to give that to you.
Thank you.
And you've
very
not been well.
No.
But you're not going to let it stop.
No.
You're going to
march
Cheltenham.
on, Dino, don't you? Oh,
Yeah.
You got to. It keeps you going. Then when you look ahead, there's some great sporting events on talkSPORT we cover. It's not everyone's cup of tea racing, but Cheltenham is just so much more to it. It's the punters, it's the location, it's the excitement, it's the spirit of the horse and the drama. There's so much that Cheltenham has got going for it.
Well, you can't say it yourself. A massive part of Cheltenham, from everyone I speak to, is Alan Brazil going to make the 4 days, including Jack Dawes on Monday?
Well, that'd be 5.
That'd be 5.
Yeah. I will try, Dino. I will try.
Yeah. So, and I think everybody's going to Cheltenham thinking, is Alan Brazil
Well, the
gonna...
last few years I've done it, haven't I? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, Jill's outside, 4 o'clock, waiting for you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Off you go.
Yeah, big part of the, big cog in the engine, the cog in the wheel, Jill.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
worry about that. Coming up 9:47.
Anyone see the Eagles? Simon Jordan, Mark Bright, can you hear me, Brighton? Your boys took with a hell of a beating on the Glasner. Wilfred Zaha, Ian Imo, can you hear me, Imo? Your boys took with a hell of a beat. The signs things behind Selhurst Park. Mark Gay, Eddie the Eagle, Pards, can you hear me, Pards? Your boys took with a hell of a beating. James in between us, South Croydon train station, Brighty, Salako, can you hear me, Eagles? Your boys took with a hell of a beating.
Tons of Premier League action to get through tonight, all live across the talkSPORT network. Liverpool have just become the first team to win the Stadium of Light this season. The quad is on. Palace, absolute shambles. They've just thrown away a massive 3 points against Burnley. There's one win in 14 games. Wow, ridiculous from Glasner. Forest had to win tonight, and they didn't. Informed West Ham just 3 points behind you. You must be worried. Could Sean Dyche get the sack? Man City get the pressure up on Arsenal. Big win for them. Phil Foden, though, probably should have got sent off. Thomas Frank is gone. Finally, Spurs have 11 days now to prepare to stop Arsenal's title challenge. Who comes in? Get involved in the show. 03 717 22 33 44.
What is on?
Hello, mate.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm all right, matey. Your club disgracing the Premier League again.
Well,
honestly,
let's not go.
You lot.
What about?
It's just.
What
Mate,
about?
honestly, it's like, but it's a bunch of clowns.
Alan Brazil's Lessons in Love on talkSPORT with Moonpig. Save Valentine's with Moonpig. Flowers and a personalised card for under £20, delivered in time. Terms and conditions apply.
It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. How can it be that we can say
Okay, 9:52, Friday morning, of course, big day tomorrow. Valentine's Day is fast approaching and it's time for Lessons in Love. Your Valentine's Day voice notes are all in and here we go. We're now choosing our top three. Each winner receives £250 to spend at Moonpig, just in time for Valentine's Day. This is good. So let's hear our winner.
This year I thought I would send a lovely Valentine's Day card to my new partner. So I wrote a lovely message inside, and I thought everything was going swimmingly until I checked my account just now, and I realised that the card is being sent to my ex-partner's house and it's probably arriving today. So that's going to go down very well.
So last Valentine's Day, bearing in mind my missus is an identical twin, on the way home I got flowers, chocolate, some gifts. As I walked in, I see my missus. I give her a kiss, hand her the flowers, said Happy Valentine's Day. Turns out it wasn't my missus or a twin, it was a mother.
Valentine's came up and I bought him a card last minute, but it actually said on the card to my husband, which wasn't great after 2 months really. We split up not long after, so I don't know whether it was the card or whether it was me.
So, congratulations to Daniel, Ricky and Jazz. You've won £250 of Moonpig vouchers that should help your love life. So for more on this, listen up because our next guest is here to help. Sex and relationship expert Charlene Douglas is with us. A very good morning, Charlene.
Morning, Charlene. By the way, are we going to get through this without getting sacked, Al?
Well, I thought you were doing
sex
this
therapist as well.
And the way you said that as well, like sex.
I know. Well, Dino was really. He said, "I can't wait for. I can't wait for 9:45."
Don't believe him.
Charlene, what's your best Valentine's Day tips for our listeners? Because look, Dino and I are getting a bit old for all this, but there's so many. It's a big, big day for shops, for restaurants, for bars, for flowers. What is it? Be yourself, Charlene, or is it go the extra mile and say, listen, this has been great. What a year, thank you. And maybe not just flowers, something else. What's the best?
Yeah, I think it's nice to make an effort. I think life is so busy right now. So I think if it's Valentine's Day, you love your partner, what better day to celebrate the fact that you really love being together.
Right.
But I think for so many people, it causes quite a lot of conflict because oftentimes one partner wants to go out to a beautiful restaurant and the other person's like, but I love you, we don't need to go out, let's just watch TV.
Yeah.
And that can cause a lot of arguments.
And it's a bit of a rip-off now, isn't it?
Do you think? Are you one of them?
You go for a meal, don't you? You go for a meal. You used to have, like, steak and chips.
Yeah.
You have steak and chips, and we have a profiterole rolls.
Well, Dino.
125 quid now.
Valentine's night.
Yeah, but Al, 125 quid for a meal.
Well, it depends where you go. So Pizza Express have conducted this new research that people having maybe pizza, nice relaxed environment, could be really nice for a date. You know what you're getting with pizza. And, you know, like you said, some of the dates are quite expensive. You don't want to be spending £125, do you?
Oh, that won't go down well with Jill.
No, she wouldn't like
A
Pizza
pizza.
Express.
Oh, no,
I got
no,
you
no,
pizza
no,
for
no,
Valentine's
she wouldn't
Day.
mind that at all.
Okay.
Don't worry. No,
But
she wouldn't mind.
if it was Marry Me Chicken Pizza, which is what Pizza Express are now launching on Valentine's Day, now that's a bit different, right?
Well,
So
I
you
do
hand that one over. And
I do like Pizza Express, but
Yes.
I wouldn't go that far. You know, marry me pizza.
and you open the lid and it's got Marry Me in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's like the ingredients are kind of like the Marry Me Chicken because it's like really delicious. So the idea is that you're in a nice casual setting, you know, you've got nice people bustling around you, but it's just the two of you with the pizza. You can share the pizza. It's all of that. No, is romance dead for you guys? No.
What about? Is there something special in the ingredients? Is there like maybe some blue cheese, or you know, toppings?
So what makes it special is the fact that you're there together. You know, maybe children are at home. It's just the two of you. It's a nice romantic environment. Now, the research does say that 86% of people right now are romantic. So I would imagine that the two of you are included in that percentage. Surely,
That's a good
right?
idea, actually, Al. Make a Viagra sandwich. Have a sandwich each. Viagra sandwiches. Not them dodgy ones that Nick Ellaby was on about that are on the market. But that would be a nice gift, wouldn't it? I've made you a Viagra sandwich.
You don't seem convinced.
No.
He's still got life in him yet. Al, don't worry about that.
It's an interesting one, but I was going to say something. Oh, does alcohol come into this? Do you have a nice glass of champagne, prosecco, or wine, or red wine? What is the best?
Well, I think if it makes you feel comfortable, of course, then wine is great. But of course, if you're
Too
really
much.
nervous, it could be too much. You might say more than you should say. You want to keep it romantic, so you don't want to be in a situation where you're saying things that you shouldn't really say, right?
No. If you have too much red wine before you need that Viagra sandwich, don't you? So, because
Is that the experience of people you know?
if you have too much alcohol, it's not good for you, is it?
No, and you obviously there's a chance as well when you drink like a bottle of red wine, you might just say, that prenuptial agreement I was talking about. Forget that.
It'll all come out.
You can have it.
Is Valentine's getting bigger or not?
I think it is. I think people are really enjoying having a day where you can just celebrate love. And of course, let's not forget single people as well. They call it Galentine's.
Yeah, what do they do?
If you heard of